Hey guys, what is going on? It's Obadiah. Today we are back with another episode of Music Row Hideout, and today we are here with co-host Ryan Poole. You're not gonna say anything. You're just gonna wave.
Hi.
It's on podcast form too.
You can. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's true.
And also special musical guest Roger Jaeger.
So I have to say something. I can't just wave.
That's
is
correct.
What you're saying.
Yes, because they will have no idea what you're saying. But Ryan, you've known Roger the longest. Why don't you go ahead and give him a proper introduction? Say all the special things. Make him feel real nice about himself.
Roger Jaeger. Roger Jaeger is a musician hailing from the wilds of Oklahoma. Roger is from Tulsa. I can't keep that voice up. Roger's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. He moved to Nashville somewhere around 2012, question mark?
13.
13.
Wow.
And is a singer-songwriter. He's been in bands since when he was a young grasshopper. And bands such as Swept,
I'm surprised that you know that.
Yeah, I never heard this.
the Roger Jaeger Experience. Anyway, he's a solo artist and has
That one was
played
false.
all over the country and has a regular teaching gig where he teaches songwriting in India each year. He's gone there 13 times. I don't have this all written down. Anyway, it's just off the top of my head. And he's a good guy, and he likes chai tea and long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to never say chai tea.
Why?
Because you're saying tea twice.
Tea. Oh, that's
TT.
right. Yeah. Masala chai.
Masala chai.
So anyway, I've known Roger for a long time. We've recorded 2 albums together and made a whole bunch of music videos, and we're going to be debuting one of those later on in the show.
For the very first time. I
guys
guess
get
that's
to
what
see
debut means.
That's true. Yeah. So
For the first time.
we'll talk about it when we get closer, but in about, let's say, 25 minutes, we're going to show the music video.
Yep. So, hi everyone for coming to check out the stream. We got Chase. We got Liz. We got Kevin. Karinsky23, thanks for the host. Kevin, thanks for the host. Saying what's up. I was going to say what's up to the peoples.
Floppy Dongus. Yeah.
No Floppy Dongus yet. Liz, get on that. Message Floppy. He's everyone's favorite.
Why? What's with floppy dog?
Floppy Dongus?
Dongus.
You
By
gotta
the
say
way-
his full proper name.
I was looking at your computer last night while you were asleep, and
On my computer.
Where's this going?
I know.
I saw the floppy's name was up, and it didn't say Dongus. It said like Dangus.
Oh, it depends what platform it's on.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah, because I think Dangus was taken, or Dongus was taken, and the other one was Dangus. I know, we're talking about Floppy Dongus quite a bit here.
That's true. Hey, how about Chase though? He's so cool.
Chase
But
is great
anyways.
too.
But anyways, Roger, you have no idea who any of these people are, I'm sure.
I have no idea what's going on.
I just know Jury plays video games with them on the internet.
On the interwebs, that's correct.
I hear stories.
But anyways, Roger,
Yeah.
thanks for being here.
I'm excited to just hang with you guys. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're fun. You're two of my favorite people, and this seems
But who's your
wild
more
and
favorite?
adventurous and ridiculous. So, who's my more favorite?
Yeah, if you say Ryan, you're out.
Leah.
We are 2 wild and crazy guys.
Yeah.
We're out of focus again.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing
This
that.
bogusness.
I don't know. Feel free to play with the things. Just don't hit
just
the
can't
buttons that say
Keep
stop.
everybody entertained. Start
It can't
talking.
take my
Anyways.
Talk to
face.
Roger.
That's
Yeah.
why.
I'm gonna fix it.
So while Ryan fixes that, Roger, why don't you give us the background?
The background.
Start from the beginning.
Oh gosh.
From the very, very beginning, as much or as little detail as you want.
Well, I was born in a pink hospital
Really?
in Oklahoma.
In a pink hospital? Is that really
pink.
true? Or you just
It's-
add
no,
that
it's
for
really true.
comedic effect?
St. Francis Hospital, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was pink.
Okay. Like a bright pink, like a magenta? Or like a soft pink?
Like a soft pink.
Okay.
I think.
I'm
That
in on
would be
that.
something. A magenta. That
Can
would-
somebody Google that hospital and put a link in the chat to
yeah.
verify? Fact check.
St. Francis Hospital. I don't know if it's still pink or not.
Yeah,
but-
fair enough.
I grew up in Tulsa. Played sports as a kid. Kind of discovered guitar at 13. Fell in love with it. My favorite band at the time was the Newsboys.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah,
I listened to me a lot of Newsboys when I was younger. On
that
cassette.
was my first CD. Was the Newsboys.
Really?
Yep.
Which one? If you remember.
Going Public.
Yeah, I only know the name of like one, so I wouldn't couldn't confirm. But all right, the new.
You don't know the Newsboys.
I don't.
No, just-
Okay, so where'd you go from there?
Well, so Ryan mentioned earlier, I had a little high school band called Swept. I had a middle school band called Forgiven. That was my first band.
Forgiven. Okay.
We had a hit song called Runnin'.
Okay.
We
Now,
made sure
do
it was
we have
running and not
recordings of
running.
these things?
I have recordings of Swept.
We should have had you bring that
Would've
for
been-
sure.
I didn't think
It's all
about
right.
that.
That's for when you're on here next time.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll have you again.
Yeah.
Why do people get away?
But yeah, we thought we were the stuff. We're a little high school band. We got to make an album. We played a lot in different churches and we're kind of popular in
Yes, Liz, Tulsa.
Oklahoma circles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Tulsa,
Tulsa.
which I recently found out is supposed to be one of the like happiest places to live for like the last 10 years.
really.
Yeah, apparently it's just they got a lot of businesses. I heard on This American Life. They got a lot of businesses to come there, and it was like during like the down economy, it was supposed to like the one of the few places that was actually booming and like doing really well, and everybody loved it, and it was like one of the happiest places to live.
Cool.
So, but that time you probably lived here. This was like 2011. Oh, right before you moved here. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like Tulsa.
Yeah.
I don't want to move back. I like living in Nashville.
We're not gonna make you.
Okay.
You're fine.
I thought
You can
maybe
stay
that's
right here with us.
why we were here today.
Intervention.
Intervention.
We need to talk.
Roger, you got to go back. Come on, guys. But yeah, I don't know. Played music through high school. My band broke up when I was like at the end of my sophomore year. We played our last big show opening for Skillet.
That's cool,
All right.
dude. I used to listen to Skillet a lot when I was in those.
They were
particular
cool.
Circles.
They were cool people. They were awesome people. But that was our last thing. We changed our name for that last show. And
Okay.
at that point, we all were kind of sick of each other, and we were all terrible communicators, and just didn't, things kind of split from there. And then I started doing the solo acoustic coffee house artist kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Very cool. So since then you've been on your own.
pretty much, yeah,
So you moved here.
yeah.
Did you know anybody here?
Well, so I came to Nashville in 2004 to be
Okay.
a college student at Belmont University. Lived here for a year.
Never heard of that place.
Surprised. Surprised you don't like go there every day. So yeah, then
That was that long ago. In
huh?
my mind, that was much more recent. So 2004, you went to Beaumont.
Yeah.
Oh wow. In my mind, it was like a couple years ago, not like 14 years ago. It's weird.
Showing my age.
Yeah, dang. We were still in high school when you were going to Belmont.
You youngsters.
Wow.
Wow.
So when did you graduate high school then?
2004.
Oh right, perfect. Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. You're only 1 year older than us.
So how was it? So you came here. Did you know anybody? So you came and went to
I
Belmont.
didn't know anybody.
started
I went to Belmont. I had an awesome experience. I loved it.
Did you?
I really did.
Okay.
Made some great friends. Kind of. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I didn't know that Nashville was as big a thing as it was. So I got here, and then I sort of got involved in some of the songwriting and showcases and stuff like that, and kind of had some people knocking on my door for a second, like, "Hey, come record with me." You know, those producers, they're
All sharks. Every one of
Every
them.
last one.
yeah. Which is funny because the producer that I remember doing that still has done that to me a couple more times. I don't think he's remembered me, but I met him again like 4 years ago, and then I met him again like a month ago. And a month ago, he finally was like, "Have I seen you somewhere before? I haven't met you." Like he saw me play a showcase and approached me again.
That's crazy.
Yeah, same guy.
What's his name?
I don't know if I should say his name.
I was like, tell everybody on the internet to watch out for this guy. He's
Yeah.
trying to get you.
I don't think I should say his name.
You're fair. That's fair enough. You're much kinder than me. I would have been like, his name is. I told
Steve.
everybody. Post it on the internet. Let everybody know.
Steve Jurgen.
Hey, Floppy. Decided to show his face. He already knows who you are.
Floppy,
Yeah, he came in and said, Roger.
you're here.
He saw you play at the Stillery.
No way.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't there. He was
He was
on the phone. Right.
Okay.
And also, he is, I know for sure because I've shown the elevator video on stream before. And yeah, that's right, Liz, you did as well. You've already been hanging out. Sorry, I'm not forgetting you, Liz, I promise.
We are going to probably also watch Elevator later on
Yeah.
and talk about the behind the scenes, because that is the video that stars Jury drowning in
It
the
does
Pacific
star
Ocean.
me drowning. That is correct.
That was
That's
pretty
the
much
only
point.
reason I watched the video. Just like, I gotta see Jury again.
Got to do it.
Got to.
To be fair, I've probably shown the video to more people than you at this point.
Really?
Oh yeah, all the time. I just bring it up, like, but watch them drowning though. See that star performance? Woo! Get that gurgling up the water. Beautiful,
Great.
right?
You did an
Damn
awesome
straight.
job with the water. Absolutely.
Of course, anybody can act in slow motion. I just need a quarter of a second of you doing anything, and it's
Just
gonna look.
slow it down.
It's gonna look great. I gonna look great. I'm gonna use that. What if I use that voice for the rest of the time?
Please don't though. So
Oh my gosh.
right now, so you play here all the time, constantly
In this
in the city,
room?
not in this. I mean, in this room a little.
Yeah,
So like
quite
quite a
a
bit.
number, more than most anybody else.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you probably spent more time. I mean, you've definitely spent more time here than me.
Yeah.
We recorded an entire song for your new album in this room.
We did.
Yeah, but in Nashville in general, you've been playing quite a bit,
Yeah.
all the time. in
All
fact.
the time, yeah.
And right now, you're going on a tour.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
An extreme tour.
An extreme tour. I'm
Is
with
that
I'm
what it's
with
called?
my friends.
Sultan.
The extreme tour. So I went on tour with these guys for 2 weeks last summer, and it was right after I had like one of the biggest disappointments of my musical career I'd ever had.
Oh wow.
So I thought I was going to be getting like $10,000 or so
Okay.
in royalties from sync licenses I had signed.
Oh, I think I did hear a little about this before. Yep.
And so I'd been waiting like 9 months for this, because that's about how long it takes to get your royalties when something airs. So checked my royalty statement from my PRO, and I had about $30.
Oi, that's a hit.
And it was a big hit, because it was the thing I had kind of, been doing music a long time, and it was that thing that I could finally point to where I could say like, hey, look, like my artist career has amounted to something.
Right.
And so then I see this, I'm like, wait, where's all the royalties? Like this $30 is from Spotify plays and iTunes and YouTube and stuff, and that's what the heck is going on. So I got on the phone with the people that I had done the placements with, and well, come to find out, I had been mistaken about this whole thing for the last 9 months, and my songs were in music libraries. They weren't actually on shows yet. And then they may or may not ever be on those shows. It just depends on if the music supervisors go back through their library and decide that it fits.
So they're currently just with them still in a database that they can pull from.
Yes.
So there's no guarantee they ever will.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a big
Oh,
bummer,
man.
because I thought for 9 months I had thought that I had this accomplishment. I've been telling people like, yeah, my songs are on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and
Can I admit something?
yeah.
I actually flipped through an entire episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, hoping to find one of your songs.
Oh my gosh.
Just at random.
An
Like maybe this is the one where they use the
episode.
song and just.
An entire
many have you watched
episode
since
of
then?
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
And you've been hooked ever since.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen none.
That's amazing.
But
So I found this out, and I'm just like kind of at the end of myself, honestly, because I was going like, I've been investing more money than I've ever invested, and putting more work into this than I've ever put into anything, and a success suddenly was
Tangible.
I don't know, it was tangible, and then suddenly bam, just kidding.
Boy.
So then the next week I went out with the Extreme Tour, and at that point, so the Extreme Tour, what it is that it's basically like a group that they go around and they put on block parties for at-risk communities. So that we'll go out and we'll set up a concert, and we spend a couple days leading up to the concert, like just running around the town and trying to meet troubled youth and inviting them to it. And it's just a place where they can get encouraged and filled up, and So I knew that going into this, like, okay, this is not really a money making opportunity. This is something where I get to just do
Love
my
on a bunch of
thing and
kids.
serve and love and I, so I just surrendered that. And what I found was that in that process, I kind of got back to the root of why am I doing music? What's the point?
So you feel like reinvigorated now a little bit?
Well, yeah. So that helped me because that kind of helped me rediscover, like, oh, well, I love people, and I write songs because I enjoy it, but I also want people to enjoy those songs and get something from that. So I write about life and real issues and hurts and all that stuff, and I want people to be encouraged and come away with hope after they listen to my music. So that's what the Extreme Tour did for me last summer. So I'm out with them this summer for about 6 weeks total.
That's a long time.
I know.
You're already out doing it, right?
I'm already out.
You
yeah,
just happen to be in town.
I happen to be in town just as I took a break for a few days, and I'm here.
Yeah. So where have you been so far, and where are you going? I don't need a whole list of all the cities, I guess.
Oh
but
man! So we
the
just
highlights.
came. We started in Missouri. We played at a little town called Greenfield, Missouri, which is an hour from Springfield.
Is that the Simpson City? Is that called Springfield?
Yeah.
Springfield.
So the
Go on.
interesting side story
Yeah.
Oh.
is that the creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, has never confirmed, or at least in the past, had never confirmed like which Springfield it is, and there's several Springfields around the country.
Yeah.
And when they did the movie, they did a competition for like whose city will win and will be the official Springfield.
Sure. Who won?
Honestly, I forget, but
Wow. Very anticlimactic.
I think it was the one that's not Missouri, to be honest.
Missouri. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like
Like it would be Missouri?
it would be Missouri.
But anyways.
Maybe Illinois. Maybe Ohio.
I feel like it's
Ohio?
I think
Are
it's
those other Springfield places.
Illinois
Or you're just saying
sounds right
other
to me.
states
This is
that
Springfield,
no one cares about?
Illinois.
yeah.
For some reason, I'm thinking Ohio. I can't remember if there's a Springfield, Ohio, for sure.
There's everything in Ohio.
There's a Springfield, Colorado.
I heard there was a nothing in Ohio.
Yeah, they're both true.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh.
So you've been to Greenfield.
Yeah, and then from there we went to Cape Girardeau, which is like an hour and a half south of St. Louis. And then the Extreme Tour is currently in Chattanooga, Tennessee, while I'm hanging out here in Nashville.
Oh,
And
wow.
We'll be in Columbia starting tomorrow. Columbia, Tennessee. And
Nice.
then from
So
there,
are you joining up with them again?
yes, yeah. From Columbia, we'll go to Birmingham, then Georgia, then South Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut,
So you're all over the place.
New York. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they'll go throughout all the way like through October.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not saying you're only doing 6 weeks though. You're
Only
not
6
doing all the way
weeks,
to
yeah.
October.
No.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be-
that'd be a lot.
That'd be a lot. Yeah, that'd be
6
a lot.
weeks is a lot.
6 weeks is already a lot, especially because
So-
you do it every few days. You're moving around.
So
right?
what's
Yes.
this tour like? Do you drive your own car? Do you
Yeah.
stay in hotels? What do you do?
Yeah. I
Sleep in a tent?
I drive my own car. I carry an air mattress and a sleeping bag, and we are sleeping on floors a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like we got to stay at a campground in Greenfield. In Cape Girardeau, we stayed in a building that was being renovated with no AC and no bathrooms.
Good times.
Oh.
So we're definitely roughing it on this tour. But we have a host in each city, and so the host will provide meals, and they'll do what they can as far as a place to sleep. Sometimes we're not somebody's home or at a church or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So it just varies from place to place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we do a song?
That's what I was gonna say. It's about that time.
It's about that
You
time.
gotta feel up to a song. I hope you do. That's one of the reasons you're here.
You want me to sing a song?
I mean, you could hum a song if you wanted, or whistle.
Happy birthday.
As long as you entertain me.
Okay, all right.
Liz says, "Sing for us."
What song are we gonna hear?
Yeah. What are we hearing first?
Let's do this song called Fool.
You fool!
Fool. This song it's on the new record that's coming out soon.
All right.
It's about being nervous. Norwas. Let's tell that story. It's about being nervous about asking out a girl. It's a semi-true story. Not the nervous part, obviously.
Obviously not for you. Not for stud.
I come in on Saturdays. You know my order, I know your face, and I try to get past this same hello, but instead I thank you and walk away. But sometimes I think too much about the way that things could end up. But I dream a whole scenario before I can finish my coffee cup. Before I can finish my coffee cup. Well, I've been waiting, you're so captivating, and I've been so afraid that I won't play it cool. And I keep thinking these things never work, but you just might be worth it, the exception to the rule. For you, I would be a fool. I'd pick you up at 8, knowing both of our hearts might break, but your eyes would light up as you share with me all the things that you like to be, all the things that you like to be. Well, I've been waiting, you're so captivating, and I've been so afraid that I won't play it cool. And I keep thinking these things never work, but you just might be worth it, the exception to the rule. For you, I would be a fool. You call my name, I start walking up, and I can feel my heart way down in my gut. Hello won't ever be enough, so I got something to say. I've been waiting, you're so captivating, and I've been so afraid, but I won't play it cool. And I keep thinking these things never work, but you just might be worth it, the exception to the rule. For you, I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool for you. 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 I'd be a fool for you.
All right. So that. So it's called Fool?
I'm sorry, I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry. Please continue.
Okay.
You sure? So, why is muting this one not muting them? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Liz wants to hear the story
The story.
behind the song.
Okay. That's fair.
You did bring it up.
Liz, do you mean Terror Miro?
That's correct.
Taror Miro? How do you say that?
I say Liz.
Taror Miro.
Yeah.
Liz.
So, so there's a particular coffee shop in Nashville that a year and a half or so
Will you divulge which?
ago. What?
Will you divulge which coffee shop?
It's called the Jam Coffee House.
Nice.
So there was a particular girl at that coffee shop who worked there that used to take my order all the time, and we would talk. I thought she was really cute. I had a little interest, and then one day a mutual friend, said to me, "Hey, Roger, have you ever thought about asking out this girl?" And I was like, "Actually, yes." And then he's like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna say too much, but maybe you should." And so I thought about it. I thought about it. I didn't do it right away. I thought about it for a couple weeks, and
Had to stew in it.
Yeah, I had to stew in it. Sometimes I'm that way. Sometimes I'm not that way. Sometimes I just do something. But so this during that time, my friend Heather came over to my house, and we were going to write a song together. And often that looks like, "Hey, what's going on in your life? What, are you dating anybody? Like, is there anything you want to write a song about in that realm?" And so I told Heather, like, "Well, I'm thinking about asking out this girl at this coffee shop. I just haven't done it yet. I'm just thinking about it right now." And so we started writing this song before I asked this girl out. And so
Seems like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
You're like already emotionally involved.
You know, so
wrote a
I showed up at the coffee shop and I sang it for her. I'm kidding, I didn't do that.
I was like, oh no, Roger, why?
No, but we started writing the song, and then I asked her out like the next week, and we went out on one date, and that was it. That was it.
Was at least a good date?
I mean, it was okay.
Where'd you take her?
Huh?
Where'd you take her?
I mean, we had coffee for like 3 hours.
Okay.
Dang, that's a long time.
Maybe
Right?
you had taken her to an expensive restaurant. Might have been more than one date, just saying.
Maybe. I don't know. So I didn't.
Did you want to take her out more after that, or?
I did. Yeah, I was interested in feeling it out more. It felt a little strange, but sometimes I don't know if it feels strange because the girl doesn't seem that into it or what. I don't. So I tend to give people second and third chances before I decide. No, maybe not.
So it's cutting them out of your life forever.
Yeah.
What chance am I on?
Jury, you have surpassed the chances.
I have
Unlimited.
unlimited chances. You hear that?
Unlimited.
Means I can do whatever I want and it's fine. It's fantastic.
So that's the story, Liz. Is I asked somebody out, we went on one date that was okay, and then she told me she didn't want to go out on another date. Well, first she said she did want to go out on another date, and then she said the next
Then she
day,
was found
"Never
out to
mind.
be a liar.
Never mind, I didn't mean it. So it was
Ooh,
Did she
I
say it
hate
just
that.
like that? It says rip.
I have.
it's kind of like that.
That's cold.
Right? It kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go out with you again, and then the next day, hey, actually, I don't think I want to go out again.
Yeah, that happened to me before too.
Yeah.
Except I got a real long text. It was like, my love life's just complicated right now. It's just not a good time. You ever? Yeah.
Hey,
You know,
okay.
it's like never a right time.
I would say this as a guy. I would much rather hear, "Hey, thank you. This is great. You're great. I think I'm just not interested." I would much rather hear that than any other excuse.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you gotta think. I mean, most men are psychopaths. Not like women, because most women are also psychopaths. It's a different kind, you know? And so they're scared. And
Violent.
So, yeah, men are potentially violent, right? As everyone knows. It's a common fact.
Fair.
So, you know, if she's like, thanks but no thanks, you might just... You know what I mean?
don't know, but I mean,
Probably not.
I've known her for like 2 years at this point, so I would hope that she wouldn't think I'd be like that, but I don't know.
Kevin says, and this is why some men have life-size dolls.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you can't be offended, Liz, because I called both men and women psychopaths.
It's true. I think.
Quality.
Is Liz offended? Did we upset Liz?
No, she just...
I think not
Squints.
all, but like a lot of girls, you know, there's some generalities between men and women, right? And one of the generalities.
This is gonna go.
No,
bad
no.
place.
It's not. This is like a nice, if I could say it nice. It's just, I think girls take certain things more personally, and like, certain things are more personal. Let's just say it like that. There's a better scientific
They're
explanation,
more in
I'm
touch
sure.
with their depth of emotion.
Sure. But let's just say if a guy, like to Roger's point, he said, I'd rather she just said, I'm not interested. I think the reason some girls won't do that is because for a girl to, if I say to a girl, I'm not interested in you, like that, like for a lot of girls, I think gets to the core of who they are. Like, you're not interested in me as a person, as an entity on this planet. Like, it's so personal. And so for them, it would be a lot better if you just thought the problem was with her, and it was just the timing of the universe. You're amazing. You're the best there's ever been. It's just the timing of the stars and the planets.
It's nothing to do with you.
Right. Meanwhile, for a guy, the problem is, and this happened to me in the last 2 years, was a girl that I was really into, and then she was just like, oh, I would love to, but it's just not a good time because this thing just happened to me. You know, I just had a problem with the relationship.
You're like, oh,
That
all
totally
right, I'll wait about 6 months.
It
I'll
totally
hit you up
leaves
again.
me on the hook. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, are you going to be okay in 2 weeks, tomorrow, in 4 years? Like, when is this okay?
Should I ask again?
Yeah. And it's just
Yeah.
like, it's perfectly fine that you'd be not interested in me. There's a ton of people I'm not interested in. I
I'm not
understand.
interested in you.
It doesn't mean, yeah, Jerry's not interested in me. I have people who we're good friends and you're not interested, and that's fine. You
It's
know?
allowed. You know who we should ask, though?
I think you might be interested.
we should ask the real
You
professional
did marry
in the
somebody who
room.
looks almost exactly like me.
It's true. We should ask the girl in the room.
Girl in the room, what do you think?
Oh, that's right. We don't have one. So we have no idea what
The girl,
fuck we're talking
the
about.
girls on the internet, the
We're
internet
trying
girls.
our best.
Liz,
Floppy
what should we
Dongus
do?
says he's 100% interested in you, Ryan.
And then there's a little rainbow graphic. Is that a rainbow graphic of my face?
No, it's a kappa.
What advice
Kappa.
does Liz have?
Sarcasm.
Liz, are you still with us?
I see.
What advice does Liz have?
Yeah, Liz.
What should we do?
You've been on this earth a long time.
Being a girl and all.
Being a girl for almost 2 decades now.
Well,
That's longer than I've ever been a girl. If you want to weigh in, feel
don't
free.
I know it? I don't know what I mean.
She says, to be honest, I was reading something.
Dang it, Liz!
Where did you
Yeah,
miss
go
the
back
whole
and watch.
deep-
You can watch on YouTube or something and weigh
Which, by
in.
the way, we do upload. We're gonna upload this both to iTunes / other podcast places and YouTube.
Yeah, all the podcasts. If you go to the podcast
That's true,
places,
Kevin.
the Google is the big. Google and iTunes are obviously the big
But you
ones.
can add anything. Like I added it on Podbean.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's on Podbean.
Well, Podbean is just collects from other
Okay.
things. So
I
like
see.
I went and I clicked the link and opened in Podbean and it found the logo and everything and just started.
So wherever you get podcasts,
can
we
get it
have
there.
last week's is on there, and this week will be up tomorrow or the next day, just depending on how long they take to approve it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can listen to this. I prefer podcasts myself. I don't want to see me, you know?
I definitely want to see me.
You are kind of weird in that way.
As y'all know, since I do see me pretty much all day, every day.
So, we did promise premiering Roger's new music video, and that was supposed to happen like a while ago, I think. Should we watch that now?
Sure.
Maybe, should we talk about it first or after?
Let's talk about it first.
Okay.
We need a little
do
more
it.
time in between.
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so we'll talk about the video a little bit, backstory, then we'll watch the
Backstory,
video,
process.
and then
What are we in for?
yeah,
It's gonna get wild. And we'll premiere the video for the first time ever here, Music Row Hideout.
This is true. Like I've shown this to a few individuals, but it has never been displayed in a public way. This is the first time.
this is true. So
Okay. So what's the deal?
Well, the video is called "Fall Off the Earth."
What's the song called?
The song is called "Fall Off the Earth."
Okay.
We decided to make it the first single from the new record that will come out at some point eventually.
hopefully, really, really soon.
We can talk about that. We gotta talk. We got
Yeah.
to have some conversations. But
Live on the internet, conversations for everybody to hear.
so, oh yeah. The song encompasses the idea of risk, the idea that you have come to the end of something, and what you have in front of you is a huge unknown, and so your options are to turn around or to go into that unknown. So the song talks about arriving at the coast, at the ocean, and where do we go? Where do we go from here? And so the guy that I wrote this song with, his name is Mahal. We had a conversation that day as we were writing about, hey, remember when way back in in the Middle Ages or even the 1300s, everybody thought the Earth was flat, and that if you went out on a boat into the ocean and just kept going, eventually you would fall off. So that's where the idea for this song kind of came from. And so the chorus is, if we keep running, we might fall off the earth. If we do nothing, then we might never learn what's on the other side. Baby, we got to try, even if we fall off the earth. So it's just a song about risk. And so when I talked to Ryan about making this video, we're like, well, we got to get some coast in there. And you said, hey, we should go to Hawaii. And I said, no, I mean, Hawaii would be cool, but I'm not really envisioning like a sandy, beachy, coasty.
I've just never been to Hawaii. And I
He's
wanted
one
to go.
excuse to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, to Hawaii either. But I said, no, we need some like rocky, kind of bleak coasts, maybe like Maine or
One of those garbage coasts.
or Washington. And as soon as I said Washington, your eyes got real big.
Well, I think you said Seattle.
I said Seattle. I did. But your eyes got real big, and you said, "Oh, can we go to Oregon?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yes.
So we did it. We went to Oregon.
Now I know some stuff happened in the creation of the music video. I know you guys like went to a car and did all sorts of stuff. If there's anything intriguing there, we'll touch on that after we see the stuff. So
After it.
related
Well,
to.
okay. Here's my one just preface for the video. You've seen if you've seen God's plan. Oh, we should
think
throw
you should
auto
sing
tune on
more
my
of it.
voice. God's plan. Yeah. Anyway, which in that video he does this thing in the beginning where he's like, the record company gave me $1 million to make this video, but instead I spent it all. And in that video he spent it all like giving it away to poor families, which is really cool. But there's like a bunch of these videos. I've seen others like, Nike gave us $1 million to make their next ad. So we spent all that money touring the world and making this video. And so this is like a similar concept. And I don't know, we talked about maybe having a title screen in the beginning that says this, and then we haven't addressed it. Right now it doesn't exist, but maybe it would in the future when it actually gets released. But we're thinking about it saying something like, we heard that companies will give you millions of dollars to travel the world and rent fancy cars and hang out with beautiful women making whatever video you want. But we totally forgot to reach out and our deadline was pressing. So we just used the money that we had lying around to fly to Oregon. And so
I didn't even know that was going on. Woo. So, you're about to see the premiere of the music video. He said you guys are doing a show at the same time as the Trump rally.
is that
a good thing?
Are people watching the Trump rally?
Probably millions and millions. As he's the president.
What's the rally?
I don't know. He's just rallying.
Well,
for
he made
something.
that executive decision today.
Oh,
to
right.
allow
That-
families
yeah,
to
I forgot
stay
that was a huge
together.
deal.
So it probably has something to do with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's been reading the internet. That must be pretty cool to read everybody's posts on it. Like yesterday, it was just from my whole Instagram feed was like, and this tragedy of the spreading families. It was like this big thing all over the social medias.
I can like feel the faith in people and faith in the internet emanating off you, and you need to stop that.
No, I'm not saying anything one way or the other about it. All I'm saying
No.
is it was a big deal on the internet yesterday.
Yes.
And then today, I'm just saying Trump has the power to read the feed. For me, I can read the feed. I'm like, can do nothing. I guess I'm going to go to work tomorrow. For Trump, he could read it and be like, this is very bad. This makes me look really bad. All right, I'm going to change it and make a big
Thanks for
thing.
the follow, woo.
What is it?
He's just following. But
Oh.
yeah.
So anyway, I'm
He
just
liked where
saying,
he took this. Yes.
I'm saying it must be cool to actually be able to like,
Press a button and change everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
read the internet and be like, oh, that
Hopefully
is
not-
bad.
Hopefully not the big red button that nukes everyone, though.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully a
That would
different button
be
than that.
Terrible.
But anyways, a little derailment. But we're premiering
So anyway,
we just spent
we
like,
heard that you could get
building
billions
up.
and
So
we
billions
made
of
a music
dollars to make a
video.
music video, and so we just went and had fun on the Oregon coast.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just two cool guys driving around Oregon, having
Let's do
fun.
it. And since I'm only using one screen to stream today, so if something is jacked up, put it in the comments. I'll be watching on my phone because I won't be able to see at the same time.
That's true. The internet.
Yeah, the internet. So let me know, and I should be able to do it by going like
So
mute us. And we're back.
Hey.
So, the premiere.
The premiere.
Right to the top.
Right at the top. So, again, that was Fall Off the Earth by Roger Jaeger. By the by,
Hey, what?
where can people find you? I mean, besides, like, right here, right now,
Well,
on the internet.
on the internet.
Yeah, we're looking for your Twitters, your Instagrams, your Facebooks,
Twitters,
your
Instagram.
Snapchats for all the dick pics, your Spotify's.
I have yet.
Oh, I have it written down here.
Dick pics.
Because
I've never done that.
we got.
Just so you know.
You missed it, Liz. That's all right. Well, we will. Sorry, Liz. Liz says she stepped away. Missed almost the whole premiere. It's all right, Liz. We will. I'm not gonna say we're playing again, but it'll be up soon.
We should
We
send
might
it just
play
for
it again.
Liz, because
You should what?
Liz seems cool. We should send
Liz
it
is
just
cool.
to Liz.
You're gonna sing it?
Send it to
Oh,
her.
send it to her. Oh, yeah. Why
You
not?
do have that power.
That's true. The
Totally have that
internet.
Well, she'll have to
Hear
send
that,
us.
Liz?
Her,
Roger has given permission for you to get a
she just has to send us her email address.
pre-copy. Yeah, send me your email on
And I'll
Discord.
share it on Dropbox.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is the moderator of my channel.
Nice.
Instagram at Roger Jaeger Music. Facebook Roger Jaeger Music. Website www.rogerjaegermusic.com. Very consistent.
Yeah, but my Twitter is Roger Jaeger.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You were the first Roger Jaeger on Twitter,
Do you tweet
and maybe in
often?
the world.
I tweet every now and then.
Okay.
I used to tweet a lot.
So let's
and
talk
then
about
I got bored with it.
what we just saw.
Yeah.
So we were in
Broke the consistency. That's right.
a bunch of places in Oregon,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, we never went up to Washington, but we started day one. We went to
You
Astoria.
never made it to Seattle?
No, it's 3-hour drive. It just wasn't worth it time wise.
I just thought that was the whole
It could have
point.
been, but we went down south. It started as just Pacific Northwest, and that's what led us to Portland area. And so we stayed just west of Portland. It was kind of a weird start actually because we flew into Portland. What do they call it? SeaTac,
Sure.
or is that Seattle? No, SeaTac's Seattle. What do you call the Portland airport?
Portac?
No idea.
So we flew
Probably.
into Portac, and then we spent forever trying to rent a car because anyway, that story's not that great. But anyway, it took forever.
What you
We
rented
got a
pretty
car,
We got a
well,
car.
We got a car. It was great.
Right?
No, it wasn't. What we
Oh.
had was just a Ford Fusion. It was nice though.
I know you had talked about.
was a nice
I only
car.
knew that before.
We talked about
Trying
renting
to
a
rent
cool
something with
car,
some cool
and that's
car
why
off
it took
Craigslist,
forever.
and
But we
that
didn't.
was
It
damn
didn't
near
work.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Because who's gonna just rent their car?
And so we drove. We went
Risk
to. We went and got coffee and
Kevin
picked
has
up
said it's just
all.
the Portland airport.
It's just the Portland Airport. Okay.
Portac.
And so Portac. And so we picked up all this gear that had been shipped to us to FedEx there.
Yeah.
All the camera gear.
Is that how? Oh, okay. So you didn't ship it though, right?
No,
I was
we
saying, is that how
rented
you
from a
traveled
company
here?
in Memphis, Tennessee, and
They
they
ship it
we
for
had them FedEx it.
Which is super cool because I would think. I mean, I don't travel with gear, but it's got to be pretty difficult.
It's stupid.
You haven't even lived yet, bro.
I didn't even let you travel with
You
gear.
haven't. Do you even
Yeah.
travel with gear, bro?
And so we drove.
I do not.
Then we went an hour and a half south to Salem, Oregon, where
Oh yeah.
Roger's friend was doing a play.
My high school best friend.
What? Just perfect timing,
It
Yeah.
really
or
was.
worse timing, depending on how good the play was.
Yeah.
He gave us comp tickets.
Ooh.
We got in for free.
What was the
This
play?
is-
I don't remember what it was
This
called.
looks bad on us.
He
Something
wrote
about
the
a
music
fire.
for it, and his wife wrote the whole play.
Oh, well, it's reasonable if you don't remember like the name.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't remember the name.
if-
but remember, it was
he
about
wrote
a
it, you remember it
factory
was
in the
about-
1918, 1911 that burned
Something
down
like
in a
that.
fire.
Yeah, a factory that burned down in New York, and it was about the people that worked at that factory and their families. And
Women rights
was-
and
yeah,
Was it called Factory Fire?
no,
no.
Just a
that was
guess.
a really good.
Just a guess.
Yeah. And so anyway, it was so it's just weird because here's the thing: we stayed at his house for the whole time of us
wow.
being in Portland. And so we drove down and watched his play, and then afterwards, like the whole time I'm watching this play in a foreign state, I'm knowing that the guy on stage who's playing guitar, I'm going to go stay with that guy, and that him and his wife wrote the play we're watching right now. And so afterwards, like we go back to his house, And it was weird because it felt like seeing a movie and then afterwards talking with the director. And I asked him all these questions. I'm like, hey, so
Kind of like what we do here.
did that girl, yeah. I'm like, did that girl and that guy ever get married afterwards? Because it ended like with a question mark. That you'd think they would end up together, but it was sort of vague. I'm like, did they get together? And he's like, well, my wife actually believes that they do. But it's not stated. Like, so they could share, like, they have opinions about the play. It's interesting.
Because they wrote it. So is the people in the play are fictional?
Correct.
Is it about a true story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
True story, but fictional accounts based on real people.
Gotcha.
So anyway, it's just a weird start to the music video to like
Isn't it
go
kind of
watch
weird
a
to ask
play.
if the people who are not real got married after their like
It is weird.
after they end?
Yeah, there
like
was a
their
weird-
existence ends at the end of that play.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a weird question.
but not to the creators.
Sure.
So we hung out with him and talked about the play. And the next day we filmed. We filmed for 2 days straight. We went to Astoria, which is where the Goonies was filmed, which is why we went. If you can see right there is my new Goonies poster.
Oh.
Dude.
So it's
You also
pretty
have the
apropos.
Ferris Bueller one. That's like got the Ferris Bueller one in the other room.
Yeah, I do have a Ferris
cool.
Bueller's poster now.
Way cooler movie, way cooler poster.
So, opinions. So we went to Astoria where the Goonies was filmed, and so you can see in the beginning of the music video there's a lot of Goonies style things. We filmed in front of the county jail where like they escape from the beginning of the Goonies movie, and
Is it like
yeah.
do they like really play up Goonies stuff there? Is there like Goonies stuff everywhere? Goonies like memorabilia.
There's
Goonies
one.
shop.
No, there's one museum.
Goonies Are Us.
We should have gone inside the jail and seen, because it was like a.
Well, I went
like a
last time
gift
I
shop.
went there.
What?
It's actually the jail is the Oregon Film Museum of some kind, and they actually you can go to the place where they filmed in the movie where he hung himself, and you can see that cell is still like set up, and you can take photos in there, and it's a whole film dedicated. It's all sorts of Oregon films.
Is it kind of like that restaurant? Have you seen this picture floating around the internet? That restaurant where Obama ate, and after he left, they like put glass around the table and left the dishes and like preserved it exactly how they left it.
No,
And it was like, Obama ate here.
ew,
And apparently it's a pretty common thing to do.
really?
Yeah. Weird though, right?
I mean, I did that after you came to my house that one time.
I hope so.
Like, jury sat here. And nobody else
Perfect.
is
He
allowed to
drinks
sit.
so much whiskey right here.
We erected this glass enclosure before we think all of his like used oxygen had escaped the room, so some of
Since I want to take a
Obama's
str-
exhaled air is still here.
Oh, yeah. Weird.
His CO2 profile is very alive in this square enclosure.
DNA everywhere. We ever need to clone him? We got you. We got it. We got it down packed.
Ever need to like frame someone for a murder?
Obama. We do not endorse framing Obama for murder. So it's a disclaimer. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
This podcast is about several things. One is music, one is hanging out, and one of them is
Framing Obama for murder.
one of our highest values.
One of the tenets of the podcast, as you might say. Anyway, if a Secret Service show up, it's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, so we got really stuck on that play and didn't talk about the cool parts of the video, but we did cool. You get to see it. It's hard to talk about it. You see it mostly in there, but here's what, to me, the funnest thing about making the video was like, so I've made, this probably isn't obvious, but like I've made Roger's last like 3 music videos.
That was number. Well, if you count.
4.
If you
That's the
count
4th.
The one with
What's the other one?
Lydia, that's 5.
Oh, 5. Okay,
Wait,
so
hold
I've
on.
made
What
5
well,
music videos for Roger
What are
Jaeger.
the
One
elevator?
is Elevator, Start Over,
Just
Want to Meet You. This one, Fall Off the Earth, and then a long time ago we
How
did
Will I
one.
Know?
There was like a
I know-
demo,
I know How I Know.
quasi video. Yeah, How Will I Know? So it's 5.
What's the one I don't? There's one I don't know. What's the one I don't know?
Start Over.
I know
You've
Start
seen it.
Over. I've seen Start Over like 100 times.
You've seen them all.
How
Yeah.
Will I Know? Start Over. Elevator. Just Want to Meet You. Fall Off the Earth.
I don't think I know. Just Want to Meet You. I don't think I've seen that. Have I? There's no way.
It's the split screen one.
Oh yeah. I've totally seen that. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've probably seen that one less than the others.
So anyway, I
Not for any reason. It
filmed,
just happens to be that way.
I produced and recorded all
Seen Elevator the
of
most.
those songs, and then also did those music videos. And so, all of Roger's music videos, we've done these kind of like, except How Will I Know? That was an old one. That was kind of like that was a lower budget kind of deal. But everything else, we've like made these elaborate stories, and it's like it's all symbolic and whatever. But for this one, we're just like, let's just grab a camera and we're gonna go to all these cool places. And like literally the day of the one place that we're going where Roger's on the rocks and waves are like flying everywhere, like day of we decided, hey, let's check out that place, and like had to find it and almost didn't find it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
it was not well marked.
it was not at all.
No.
Even when we were like down looking at it, we're like, where is it? It's called Thor's Well. We're like, where is it? And you're like, you get close and you're like, okay, that must be it. That's the only weird thing on this outcropping of rocks.
But it was sweet.
It was very cool.
That was my favorite thing.
The water almost knocked us off the rocks at one point.
Yeah.
Is that where we saw the wave coming up behind him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cool.
At one point, I had to grab the camera and run.
I'm surprised you didn't like, you know, because that was right up behind you.
Yeah.
You probably did it get you all wet? Like, it wasn't really like that close. It looked like it was literally right behind you.
I mean, I was wet the whole weekend.
Fair enough.
Oh, yeah. So in Portland,
It rained the whole
it
time.
rained seriously the whole time. The last day, you can see in some of the shots, for the second day, I bought this big blue overcoat rain jacket because it had just rained so much.
Yeah.
But you can see like Roger
You bought on the
shivering
last day right
sometimes.
before you leave.
Well, there was only 2 days of filming. So for the first day
Fair
of
enough.
filming, I had an umbrella. As I was filming, I was holding an umbrella over my head the whole time and hand holding the camera.
Oh my
It was a
gosh.
very like DIY way to film. We didn't like if you were going to be more professional about it, you'd have all the stabilization gear, but it was just really like this kind of the whole thought
kind of
of the
the point.
video is like this is two guys having fun, having an adventure, having a road trip. And so like there's some shaky footage and that's just like, well, that's what it's like to film DIY.
Right. Give us some authenticity.
It's a very authentic video. You watch the stuff. There's a scene where he goes on a boat, which I don't know for the average person it might feel random, but like all it was just us kind of just embracing adventure, and we just happened to pass this guy on the boat. He's like, "Hey, dude, what's that camera thing you got there?" And I was like, "Oh, it's here. It's a stabilization rig." And he's like, "That's cool. I got to get my girlfriend one of those for her birthday." And then we're like. And, we talked to him for a minute, and then he goes off, and I'm like, hey, do you have a boat down here? Like, he clearly looks like a fisherman. And he's like, yeah, I'm working at this boat down here. I'm like, can we come on it? We're filming a music video. And he's like, well, I'll have to talk to the captain, but sure. And so we'd go out there, and the captain said yes, and we filmed on the video, on the video on the boat. And that was like every shot of the whole video was just like randomly embracing whatever adventure we encountered and just having fun. Which went along with the theme of the song, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cool.
Yeah. Now, outside of music, making music videos,
Yeah.
doing the thing,
What else is there?
pursuing the dream,
What?
LTD, living the dream. Outside of that, yeah, it's a thing. Trademark.
All right.
What do you do? Do you have hobbies? Or is that the thing? That's the one thing, and you do nothing else.
Well,
Those are your two options.
other things I do, I eat food.
Just like Jake Paul.
I like to cook said food sometimes.
You never cooked for me.
I have not cooked for you. That's true.
Nor hath you cooked for me.
Wow.
That's not true. I've cooked breakfast for you.
Oh, that's true.
I like to go to the gym. I like to work out. I like to go hiking.
Okay.
I like to travel.
Yeah, that's right. You go to India
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like all the time.
I
Like
like-
more than your average person.
True. 14 times.
14 times to India.
Yes.
I haven't gone 14 times anywhere. I don't think I've been here 14 times. And it's like a mile from my house.
What are you doing with your life, man? Gosh.
I go to work. And I do this. That's my life.
Yeah. I love volleyball when I can play it. And I like to watch movies.
Liz wants to know if there's any cool India stories.
Cool India stories. Well, India. What? One time, I have a great one. So, Liz, I went to the Taj Mahal. I'm sure you've heard of it.
Maybe the most pretentious possible way. I'm sure you've heard of it. I've been there.
So I'm at the Taj Mahal. I went a couple times. I think this was the first time. So I'm like kind of on top of it. It's just as beautiful as it looks in pictures, except the rest of this city around it looks terrible. Like the city that it's in looks awful. The poverty is terrible. And the Taj Mahal is just pristine and beautiful.
What city is this?
The city's called Agra.
Agra.
And so I'm at the Taj Mahal. I'm sort of in the top part, and I'm looking down over this wall, and I see this group of monkeys kind of lower, and they're all walking
Doing the
towards
monkey thing.
doing the monkey thing, doing what monkeys do. And so as I'm just fascinated, right? And so I'm looking down, and suddenly this monkey jumps up on top of the wall right in front of me, and it rears up, like its claws open, its teeth open, the fangs hanging out, and it goes and
At that moment, you thought you were gonna die.
it was really unsettling. So I had my backpack, and I took my backpack from my shoulder and acted like I was going to hit this monkey with it, and the monkey jumped down. And so for a split second, I'm just very relieved.
That you didn't have to kill that monkey.
I didn't have to get in a fight with a monkey.
Do you think you would have won?
It's a good. I don't know, honestly.
Because they're spry.
Well, so here's what happened next. So
Hey, Deep Girl.
that monkey jumped down. In its place, jump up two more monkeys. Two of them. And and they do the same thing. They like their claws come out, and they're trying to look as big as they can, and their mouths are open, fangs hanging out. And they're like, and I took my backpack again, like I was going to hit them with it, and they did not flinch.
Oh no!
And then suddenly they came towards me, and I took off running.
You didn't fight the monkeys?
No.
Look, sometimes you just
Are
gotta
you
fight a
kidding me?
monkey.
Last thing I
true.
want is a monkey bite. That sounds awful.
It sounds really
Do
fun.
monkeys carry? They gotta carry some kind of disease, right? I feel like every kind of animal is like.
Like,
"Oh,
yeah.
if get
Have
bit
you ever
by
seen
that, it'll
12
carry-"
Monkeys?
Oh right, they carry that. What's that movie where the disease happens and it like wipes out the world?
Outbreak.
Outbreak. That's
Yeah.
the one.
They
Yeah, that
carry
was from a
diseases,
monkey.
the craziest diseases. I heard AIDS came from a monkey,
Pretty sure that was just a myth.
but everyone believed it, so it's
Most
true.
people probably still do.
Wow. I remember, so I came to India with Roger earlier this year till we finished recording his unreleased newest album.
Yeah.
From which the video
came.
That song is going to be on that album.
So his new album, unreleased, is called Fall Off the Earth, and we went and recorded a good part of it in India, and when we were
It is a
there,
great
we
movie,
met
Deep Girl.
we met a new friend named Joseph. Joshua. I'm sorry. There was a Jose. But yeah, Joshua. And Joshua is from Agra, right? Is that how you say
That's
it?
right. He is from Agra. Yeah.
Agra.
Which is the
And
Taj
he was
Mahal
like,
city,
I am
right?
from Agra, home of the Taj Mahal. Every time he talked about it, he was like, I'm like, hey, Joshua, remind me where you're from? I'm from Agra, home of the Taj Mahal. So, like, Agra is really proud of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to be, right?
Yeah.
I would be.
So, one thing, I think in our very politically correct culture of the United States of America, I had to explain this to you when I came back from India, like, to us, to do like an Indian accent feels like a little borderline racist.
I feel like you're going to start digging yourself in a hole.
Maybe.
Okay.
But when we were there, I learned like I kind of had to. So we were in India for 10 days, and you kind of have to do the accent a little bit because otherwise they don't understand you. And it makes sense. Just reverse it our way. Like if an Indian guy was talking to you and he's like, hello, my friend, what can I help you with? You're like trying to understand his accent, and you're like, oh, I wanted to buy this, please, right? So you'd appreciate it, right? If you met an Indian guy
in Ryan's mind.
and he was speaking to you and he was like, had a more American accent that was easier for you to understand. Okay, so opposite way, when we were in India, I was, the first day I just let Roger order breakfast for me and for us, right? Like I just let him order everything because didn't even know if they were speaking
You
English
were
or not.
uncomfortable your first time in India.
Correct. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
uncomfortable
fair
being
enough.
on the literal opposite side of the world. But as time went on, like I started getting bolder and started ordering things. And so one of the things is you can't. We had to order water bottles everywhere we went because you can't drink their water for us. We're not. Same thing probably for them, right? We're not acclimated to their water. We don't have immunity is built up for whatever's in their water, bacteria, etc. And so we could get really sick. So everywhere we went, we always had to order water bottles. And so the first day that I got bold enough to do the order, I'm like, oh, could we get 2 water bottles? And they looked at me like, what the hell did you just say? And I'm like, water bottles? And they're like, and I'm like, I just said it twice. And then Roger's like, water bottle.
And then what happened?
And they're like, oh, okay, water bottles. And then they go get the water bottles. So the next day I did it. I'm like, oh, hi, could we get at a different store to somebody else? I'm like, could we get 2 water bottles? And they're like, what? And then I'm like, water bottles? And they're like, oh, water bottle, yeah. I mean,
I feel like they could have just been
extreme in my
trolling
accent.
you.
Maybe,
The whole
but
country
no.
is just trolling you.
It sounds like all
Skull
racist.
knocker.
I came back and was telling Jury and Corinne about this whole experience, and I'm like, yeah, I was trying to order water bottles, and I had to say like water bottle, and they're like, you sound super racist, but it's just culturally
It's how
that's
you
how
do.
they talk. You have to. It was a polite thing for us to try and talk like how they sounded, and that might be interpreted differently in the U.S. than there, but I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
Well, for all the newcomers on the stream, just so you know what the heck is going on, this is definitely not the same as the normal stream. We are here with Roger Jaeger,
Hey.
who we'll hear more of live and probably watch another video as well in a bit. And co-hosting with me is Ryan Poole and play a song, all sorts of stuff.
We need to see the sitar, I think.
Oh, I do want to see the sitar.
And the sitar, why don't you? Could you play like a raga or something, or do you have?
Yeah.
What can you do with the sitar? Can you like talk with us? Maybe you could tell us poetic, dreamy.
But don't you also do songs with the sitar?
I can do that too.
Dude, yeah, let's see.
You want to do some sitar stuff right now?
Yeah,
do some
yeah, let's
stuff
do
right
it.
now.
Sitar stuff.
All right. Because it's cool. We might have to adjust the camera a little bit for it.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay. I'm a little hesitant because you'll blip.
Yeah.
But let's see first. So if you move it, be real gentle. Actually, it's not bad. It cuts off the very head.
I'll move everything around you.
Thanks, Jeep Girl. They are delightful.
Oh yeah.
You can unmute that.
What? Oh yeah. I can unmute that mic. There's no mic labeled as sitar. It says guitar. Is that one fine?
Yep. It's the same.
I know. I was.
Funny.
Yeah.
Worked really well.
Yeah, it did. It was really good. It was pretty much perfect. The thing looks beastly.
Beastly.
That's massive. I don't know, Liz. Maybe sit down. Chill.
What?
She just has to keep getting up and doing things.
Do I need to move the camera?
No, it cuts off like the last 6 inches of the sitar head, which looks pretty cool, but we see the bulk.
The bulk.
The bulk of the sitar. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Sitar.
So what are we gonna do? Are you just gonna chill with the sitar?
I don't know.
Or are
What
you gonna
do you want?
do a song? I don't know. I feel like whenever I've seen you with the sitar, it's
You
been
could
with.
play the sitar and just say really profound things.
G-Bro says it sounds surprisingly recording level ready. It might help to know that we are in a recording studio.
You're with sound professionals.
So hopefully, yeah, hope it sounds good. So yeah, you tell me what's the best showcase of you and the sitar?
Sing a Hindi song. I could
Ooh.
sing "Start Over."
Yeah.
I do really like Start Over.
I could sing the Beatles.
I think Start Over might be my favorite of your songs, which is really hard for me because I was in the music video for Elevator. But I think Start Over is my favorite one.
I think you should definitely do Start Over, and also you should
But
sing
also you
just like
gotta
a little bit
do
of a Hindi, song.
song.
Yeah, we got to
Because that's so unique that you gotta.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I
if,
will mute our mics. and
could
let
you
just take it
describe-
away.
Well,
Well,
wait a
after-
second.
yeah.
Could you describe to the people on the podcast who aren't seeing this? Can you describe to them what the sitar looks like and what this is?
Well, so a sitar it's an Indian instrument, and it's made from a pumpkin gourd. So at the bottom of it, you have this round bulb that looks like if you took a pumpkin and cut it in half. The back of it still sort of looks like a pumpkin, and then there's a long neck. It's like 3 feet long, coming off of the pumpkin. It's an instrument. It's got 20 strings. There are 2 layers of strings. The strings on top are your strings that you strum, and the strings on the bottom are what are called sympathetic strings. So they are tuned to whatever scale you're in. So if I'm in a D major scale, then my strings on the bottom will be tuned to D major. If I'm in D minor, they'll be tuned to D minor. Like that.
Sounds cool. We don't hear those sounds in
Let's hear
Western
your
music.
Hindi song.
Say what?
Let's hear your Hindi song.
Oh, you want the Hindi song? Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Go, 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 mere son. Go, 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 mere son. Aaj Prabhu aage manu hai, Yeshu ji sang milan hua hai. Aaj Prabhu aage manu hai, Yeshu ji sang milan hua hai. Aaj hu narakna hai, aaj hu narakna hai. Go, 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 mere son. There you go.
Okay, you got mute. Well, that's super cool. I've never heard you. I've never heard
Singing
that.
Hindi
And
before,
singing Hindi
yeah.
before at all. Yeah, this
What
is
did
new
you
for me.
just sing?
I don't actually know exactly. It's what the style of the song is called bhajan, which is like a devotional form of music. And the Hindi songs that I know are Yeshu bhajans, which means they're devotional songs written to Jesus. So some of the lyrics I understand, and a lot of them I don't. And I enjoy it because it sounds cool.
Jeep Girl 81 wants to know where can she get one of those?
You can find them on the internet. Probably the most reliable place I know of in the U.S. would be the Ali Akbar School of Music. So I would do a Google search for Ali Akbar School of Music, and they have a store. You can buy some sitars from there. Or the one thing you could also do, I'm selling one of my sitars for $500. So if you want it,
Well.
then,
Does that include shipping?
I can figure it out. I can look at that.
Cut you a deal?
Sure.
You know, it's funny when you just said that. I
Oh,
thought,
never mind. She doesn't,
Holy crap! I
she
should.
doesn't mean the sitars. Means where can she buy that song?
Oh. Well, that's much easier. The band. So the band that does that song is a group called Aradhna. That's spelled Aradhna. Aradhna. So I would. You can go to their website, Aradhna Music, and look it up there. I think they're on Spotify as Aradhna also.
There's no recording of you doing it.
There's no recording of
Until
me
right
doing it.
now.
No, until right now. So
Exclusive music. Well, Hideout.
Cool.
You can play some Start Over
Yeah, so you
for
want
us?
to just roll right and straight to start over?
Do you need me to play acoustic for you? I don't know if I would.
No.
Yeah, I was like,
I've never heard you play a sitar only. Can you do it?
yeah, I can. I have it in C right now, so I really need to, unless you want to transpose.
No, I don't.
So.
But you'll hit my limits of musical skills.
So this song is a Roger Jaeger original. And you want to say anything about it before we just hop into it?
This song, it's written from the perspective of wishing that you could go back in time and change the past, and realizing that you can't, and coming to terms with the fact that you can't. But what you do get is the opportunity to start again right now. So,
Also, Liz, if you are not getting up, can you go on YouTube and search Roger Jaeger Start Over and post a link to the music video in the chat, please?
Liz, you're awesome. Would someone tell my heart don't even start? I'm not in the mood. Would someone tell my heart give it a rest? There are other things to do. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. Then I'd forget the ends and let it all begin with eyes made new. Someone hear me out. Think I need to shout. I cannot hold this in. I've tried to stuff it down and watch it drown, but I cannot pretend. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. I'd forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. I'd forget the ends and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. I'd forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. I'd forget the ends and let it all begin with eyes made new. Would someone pull me close while I let go and let life start again? There you go.
All right, I've never heard that on just sitar before. That's pretty cool.
Me
different.
either,
I didn't even know that was a
actually.
thing that you could do
I mean, I didn't know it either, but I just
until right now.
Well, I mean,
You just kind of winged
it
it.
just would happen. No, I've done it before because I'd be playing solo shows somewhere, and then I'd have to play sitar. It's like, well, how do I make this interesting? I better actually sing some songs while
Wow.
yeah.
So the normal or the recorded version is full band,
Oh yeah.
right? And you guys can see that if you guys click that link that Liz went ahead and posted in the chat for me. Thank you very much, Liz. And that is the video which was filmed, edited, produced. Is that what you call it when it was a video?
I film, I edit, I direct.
Directed by
I am
Ryan.
the director.
But obviously the song by Roger.
And you can
That's
find it
right.
on the song on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Spotify.
my most
And Google
listened to song on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The cool thing about that song, that song got you onto Lightning 100 had a contest.
Yes.
So for those who are not, those who are not Nashvillians, Lightning 100 is the cool indie station in Nashville,
Yep.
and a universally liked station around these parts. And anyway, they did a contest a year ago or so
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
called, what was it called?
Music City Mayhem.
And that song actually got you qualified, and they played that on the radio. And
Did, yeah, several times.
That's super cool.
It was cool. Yeah, I didn't make it through the first round, unfortunately, but what a cool thing to be. I was played on the radio in Nashville. Like, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah,
As it is Music City,
yeah.
as literally every shop likes to tell you.
correct, yeah,
You
everything
drive down
around
the road
his
and
name.
see, Music City Pawn Shop.
Music City
Thrift store.
grocery store.
Yeah, I was like, I can't think of any other stores.
Yeah.
So,
Music City used instruments.
Music City Laundry Center.
yeah, everything. But
We-
notice we are not Music City Hideout.
We definitely
'cause that
talked
was
about-
too cliche.
We definitely talked about should we be like Music City Podcast, Music City.
And
blah, blah, blah.
I said no. I shut that down. I was like, we're not going to be everyone else.
No,
We are Music Row.
You're just like you're being even more specific.
Yeah, because
I
we're
like
located
that.
on Music Row.
Yeah.
Don't try to find us.
Ooh, because it's a hideout.
Hideout.
Well, it's the hideout part is because the studio was owned by Waylon Jennings, who was the original outlaw of country music. He started the outlaw movement, and I was just thinking, outlaws. Where do they hang out? In
At
their hideout.
hideouts.
Outlaws are in their hideout. So
Sure.
this is our
And also, it's
hideout, and it's in a
It's in
basement.
a basement. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeep Girl 81 wants to know: is Roger single and ready to mingle?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yes. I went on a couple dates last week. And the first one was great. We went out on Sunday, and then I was leaving for tour on Wednesday, and I said, "Well, hey, I'm leaving. Like, do you want to do this again before I go? Like, are you free
Did you
Tuesday?"
pull that Armageddon shit?
Yeah.
What is that?
I might
She's
never
like
come back.
she's in the park, and you're walking the animal crackers along your body.
Have you ever, it sounds really creepy unless you've seen the movie.
Yeah, you've never seen Armageddon,
Oh my
and you're like,
Have you
I'm
never
going
seen
into
Armageddon?
outer space. I love you.
No, I just didn't
Now you
know
remember.
what you meant exactly. So.
Then you fly into space,
Right.
and
But then
then
Kevin Costner's her dad, and he's not very happy.
no,
about it.
Bruce Willis,
Bruce.
right?
No.
Yeah.
Why is it's Bruce Willis.
It's Bruce Willis, and
it?
Bruce Willis
Oh, yeah.
In my
sacrificed
head, it's
himself
Kevin
to
Costner.
keep
But
you
you're right, it's
alive.
Bruce Willis.
And then your real dad, and real because it was Liz Tyler, so Steven Tyler. I don't want to miss a thing.
Thanks
You mean
for the
Liv Tyler?
representation.
Liv Tyler.
Liv
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah.
There you go. So anyway, Armageddon.
No, I mean yes, it was sort of like that, but it's kind of like, hey, I'm gonna be gone. Do you want to do this again before I go?
She's
the
like, no, it's
second
bad
date
timing.
was- no, no. I mean, the second date was okay. It was like kind of enjoyable, but just some things about it made me go, I'm not sure if she's really that interested. So I came away from the date going, I don't know, that didn't feel as fun. And then I decided, like, you know what, no, because I knew I'd be back this week. I'm like, you know what, I'll see if she wants to go out again, and just I'll give it a third chance. Why not? Because that's a, you know,
You like second and
I'm the
third
chance
chances,
guy.
Yeah. You're
So-
a third chance guy. Is that what you just said?
It's smart.
Roger, the third
Aziz-
chance guy.
I read Aziz Ansari's dating book, and he talked about how it's smart to give people more like going more like third and fourth dates instead of just first dates because it takes a while to get to know people.
Well, that's what I figure. It's like,
Aziz.
like I barely know this girl at all. I'm like, well, maybe she's having an off day, or maybe she has other things on her mind. I don't know. Like, I'm interested. I wouldn't have asked her out if I wasn't interested. And so,
Okay. So how was third chance?
well, so she, the texting kind of dried up a little bit. I would still send a text, but she would respond with not as much enthusiasm. And so finally, Thursday, she sent me a text that said, "Hey, I think I don't really see us going on more dates, but I see us being friends." And I was like,
What kind of bullshit line is that always? Why is that the go-to for like,
We could be friends.
we can be friends?
Were you like, I'm not super interested
it's
in being
super
your
nice.
friend,
It's
actually?
Like, it's nice, but like that's like you're like that's not my purpose. That's not my goal.
Or were you? Were you
Yeah.
interested in being her
Yeah,
friend?
Maybe you
well,
were.
I mean,
She's not watching right now, let's be honest.
Yeah. If she is, I'd be
If
really
she sees
impressed.
this someday, I don't know. But
She's definitely watching the Trump rally.
oh gosh.
Do you want to be your friend?
well, all kinds of thoughts go through my head. I'm like, I don't need another friend. Like,
Yeah.
I need
I'm full up.
I have like a lot of friends already. Like,
It's hard to even keep in touch with all of them.
and that's
It's
true.
a lot
It's
of
like,
work. I don't know how to put the effort
I'm
in.
sorry,
am I gonna
actually, I'm not
squeeze you?
auditioning for friends right now.
like, I only have so much time in the week. I have trouble seeing all the friends I want to see as it is. Like, do I need another like really pretty friend that I'm attracted to and want to date? Like, no.
So, are you saying all your friends are already pretty and you're attracted to?
Wasn't it
mean,
weird?
some of
Isn't
them
it
are.
weird that you're like, when you go on a date, you're thinking, hey, either you're a psychopath. You're trying to figure something out. You're trying to figure out either this person is a psychopath that I never want to see again, or they're the person that I want to be the closest to of anyone and
Forever.
spend the rest of my life forever with
Those are the
them.
two options.
And
Somehow
if she
everyone's in
ends,
that category. One of another category.
and if she ends it, isn't it weird though that you're like when you went on the date, there was at least a part of you that was thinking, hey, I want to have sex with you and live with you forever and have children with you and make you the center of my very life. But then
Maybe not-
she's
maybe
like,
not on the first date.
I don't
No,
know
not the
about
first
that.
Yeah, the first maybe we need to reevaluate what you think about first dates. Because
No, I'm just-
hot damn.
No. I'm just
a lot of
saying, if
pressure
you're
right
gonna
off,
go on
bro.
the date with her, there's a chance
Sure.
that you're gonna take it all the way
You're
there.
seeing if that's the deal.
You're saying, hey, is this person somebody that all of those things? I want to make the center of my universe. Maybe.
Yeah, right.
Right? Let's see. And then at the end of that, she's like, you're like, okay, she can go to round 2, and she's like, nah, let's just be friends. And you're like, nah, I'm not even interested in being your friend.
Yeah.
It's either center of the universe or nothing. That's
To be fair,
weird.
Roger has a lot of friends. He's full up.
That's true.
But so here's what happened. So I told her, so I was like disappointed, right? So then I'm like, okay. I sent her a text back and I let her know, like, hey, thanks for letting me know. That's kind of you. Is there like I'm playing a show tonight, but can I call you after my show? I would just would like to talk to you and just actually have a conversation and I and I want feedback and like maybe just like I'm at that point where I'm like,
You want a Yelp review?
yeah, I'm like, I've done this enough times where I've been like, I felt like I'm in this situation where like, I'm more interested than this girl is. Am I doing something wrong? This is just a question. So we talked that night, found out, no, I'm not really doing anything wrong. She's just not really feeling it. Anyway,
Sure, fair enough.
so she starts texting me again on Sunday. And I'm like, what is going on? And so, and then she says to me, hey, by the way, this might sound really weird, but I think you should meet my friend.
That is really weird. Doot says, you have to hit her with the marry me.
Is that what I did wrong?
Yeah, and Liz confirmed, said it sounds like the right way to go. But also
Right.
what?
Just say marry me.
You want to marry me or never see me ever again?
Those are the options.
I'm full up on friends.
Roger Jaeger, third chance guy, full up on friends.
Oh man.
So, you gonna meet the friend though?
I don't know.
You're definitely gonna meet the friend. Come on, you gotta.
I was a little pissed off.
I don't blame you because that's kind of ridiculous.
Like, I'm not available, but here's my friend.
That's super weird.
It's super weird.
Yeah,
That's
so
not ever
I gave it a day before I responded, and I said, hey, like, I might be open to meeting your friend at some point, but I need time. You know.
To be honest,
Yeah.
yeah. Never mind. I was gonna do this whole elaborate explanation, but just it's inherently and obviously stupid. It doesn't.
Your explanation or what?
No, just that idea of like a girl trying to hook you up with her friend instead of her.
It's weird.
If she's friends with that first girl, chances are she sucks.
So all that said, yes, I'm single and ready.
Ready to mingle. Dude.
And he'll give you three
Actually, I have a
chances.
question for you.
Like a genie.
Like a genie.
Roger Jaeger, the genie of love. He's
Third
gonna
chance man.
He's
full
gonna
of-
make you the center of his universe or kick you the fuck out.
Oh my gosh.
So, Dude has a question for you.
Okay. Do.
He says, "What bands/musicians inspired or pushed you to make music?"
Oh, that's right. Roger's a music artist. We
that's
should
why
talk
we
about
have him
that.
Well,
Jeff
when
Buckley.
I first started getting into music, I really loved some CCM bands like the Newsboys and Third Day, Jars of Clay. Those were my favorite bands when I was 14. Got very into Crude after that.
Wait, hold on. Whoa.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you
We're
over
on the
that
internet,
cough
so we
that
need to
you
clarify that you
Clarify
just
that cough.
mentioned, Crude. Oh yeah, was that Nickelback?
I heard Wheatus.
Wheatus?
Weirdos.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag.
No, it was definitely Creed.
Creed.
Just so everyone knows, Roger Jaeger, #1 Creed fan.
When I was 16, I was. Absolutely.
Okay. So where'd you take it from there? Because when you hit rock bottom, you can go anywhere.
Yeah. So then I took kind of a from there. So I was very into some hard rock for a time, and then my friend showed me this band called Coldplay,
You might have heard
and
of them.
that captivated me. I thought they were really cool. And then I had a music teacher that showed me a guy named Jeff Buckley, and another guy named Nick Drake, and I think those two musicians probably shaped me more than a lot of the previous stuff I'd ever heard. So, in listening to Jeff Buckley, you could listen to him and hear, and then listen to Coldplay, and you can hear Coldplay influenced by Jeff Buckley. You can hear Dave Matthews influenced by Jeff Buckley. So it's probably Nick Drake, Jeff Buckley were huge ones. Coldplay was a big one. Who else? I don't know. Sting. Bunch of random things. There's
Okay.
a bunch of. I really like funk music, but I don't have like a specific artist that I'm into. Wolfpack
Okay.
these days, my
Ooh.
favorite.
You been listening to Wolfpack?
Yeah,
Never even heard of.
Do you have a favorite
that.
song?
the what is it? The Pocket song. Back Pocket. Back Pocket. Is that what it's called?
Back pocket. Yeah.
I love that song.
Put it in my pocket, put it in my pocket, in my back pocket.
It's so.
Clueless. Yeah.
They've got
Liz,
such good
I'm
reviews.
not at my home computer, so I can't check Discord. I don't have it here, unfortunately, right now.
Check what?
Discord, it's a voice chat program that we use for when we play games and stuff. She sent me a message on it. I am unable to currently check it. Sorry.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, now, I know this because I know you a little bit. But I know
Okay.
that you are a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. You enjoy the films.
Yeah.
The
And-
rides. Are there
I've never been on a
rides?
Star Wars ride.
What?
Is there a Star Wars ride?
Have you ever? Yeah, Disneyland. Star
Disneyland.
Tours.
What?
Oh, before we go into that, Dude wants to know how you make your famous chai.
Who is this person?
I don't. Dude. Progressive Science is his name in here.
Did Progress of Science?
How do you know
go
about my
read
famous
his-
chai? Maybe he looked up.
He must have looked up your bio.
Looked up
Oh, he
my-
must. I was like,
on my
what?
YouTube. I have,
Or
I
a
have me.
she.
There's a tutorial of me making chai on my YouTube channel.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I should
But,
watch that.
Before we get to
use-
Star Wars, I want to hear about this.
I use goat's milk.
Okay.
as a base. So you pour in about a cup's worth of goat's milk.
He
and,
says, yeah, he checked your YouTube channel.
Nice. Then I use some black tea leaves and boil it in the goat's milk. Add a little bit of water just to even it out. And you can add some spices if you want. You can add ginger. You can add cardamom, or in Hindi we like to say ilaichi. I like saying ilaichi more than cardamom. And then once it's done, you mix in some honey to your taste, and there you go. It's amazing, incredible.
Chai,
Chai.
which just means tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Hindi word for tea.
Okay. Fair enough. Sorry about the minor delay, Liz. It will be fixed next time.
Can you fix it?
I know you can.
Can you add a delay on there?
I have no idea how.
You don't know how to add a
No
video
idea.
delay?
No. I might have to figure it out, but I couldn't just. Blah.
I mean, I can figure it out. Talk about Star Wars.
Dude says it sounds delightful. We will talk about Star Wars. Mainly, I mean, I will talk about all things Star Wars, but we don't have time for all that.
Okay.
But the new movie. So now we've talked about it a little already.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
The other
But the
night.
internet wasn't there.
Yeah.
It got some pretty poor reviews.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think
What?
it was definitely. I don't know if it was the lowest rated one of all the new movies,
Seriously?
but it was pretty low. But it sounds like you're a fan. Sounds like you liked it.
I did like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
As did we all.
Yeah, I mean,
I
did
thought.
too.
I thought it was a solid story. I think. Going into it, it was a lot of people, myself included, were like, "Really? Why are we trying to get someone to act like Harrison Ford? Nobody's going to be able to do as good a job as Harrison Ford."
Okay.
And so I think that was a lot of the issue people had with it going into it. It was like, why are we telling this story? We don't need it. It's gonna ruin Star Wars even more.
And you felt that way?
I wondered. I was much less excited about it than I was like the possibility of an Obi-Wan story or a Boba Fett,
Which is
story.
coming, right? There's an Obi-Wan in production, right?
Maybe. I think
I
it's
heard
all
there was.
it's all speculation at the moment.
Okay.
There will be something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised at just how enjoyable it was, and I didn't care that. I can't remember his name.
Han Solo.
Han Solo. Han by himself. I thought the guy did a good job.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know the actor's name either. If that's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
But
it's like a German name. I remember that.
oh really? I don't know. If
Yeah.
I've literally, I don't know if I've ever heard his name.
Aldrich something.
But you came in with pretty low expectations.
Yeah, I initially had low expectations, and then I had a couple friends that had seen it and came back, and they're like, "That movie was amazing.
Okay.
It was so much better than I thought it was going to be," and so that made me a little more excited for it.
Okay. See, I expected it to be terrible.
Yeah.
And so I went in with very low expectations, and it was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. But hi, Krinsky 23. But
I know her.
huh?
I said I know her.
But Rogue One.
Rogue
Took a
One.
minute to recall that.
Yeah.
How does that compare? Which is the better movie? Which is the
I
better
think-
spin-off?
Well, I like Rogue One because it just did a great job fitting into the Empire, not the Empire Strikes Back, into A New Hope. I think I liked it more, probably.
You think you like Rogue One more?
I think so.
Okay.
But I'm questioning that now, because I want to see Solo again and see how I feel. But
See, I went into Rogue One with high expectations
okay,
and was disappointed. I liked it,
really,
and the ending was great. The last 15, 20 minutes
yeah.
was like the best. But I thought it kind of dragged on a little bit, and I was a
Yeah.
little more disappointed. And I wonder how much of that has to do with the expectations.
there were parts of it that were annoying.
Alden
to me.
Ehrenreich?
Ehrenreich.
Ehrenreich.
Yes.
Alden Ehrenreich. Thanks, Floppy Dongus.
Thank you, sir. Or I don't know if you're a
a
sir.
sir.
Man. It's sir. Okay.
Well, Canadian, so I don't know.
Uh,
You Maple Leaf?
yeah.
So I don't know. I enjoyed it. Rogue One. There were things I didn't like they had all these cameos or whatever, and
Sure.
some of them didn't make sense at all. Like the guys from the Mos Eisley bar, where Obi-Wan cut off the guy's arm.
Right, because they were in the planet that spoilers.
The planet that freaking blew up half an hour later.
Right, and like
so
they didn't
how
get
are
off
they?
in time.
How are they still alive?
Or
Like,
did they all?
That was really stupid.
Or does everyone from that race just look the same to you? You racist.
I guess that could be possible.
But no, I agree with you. I remember that being.
It just was outlandish. Like, come on, we didn't need that.
Yeah, which I think Ryan may have fixed the delay issue.
Yeah. Question to the
So,
chat. Did
question
we
to the
fix
chat.
the delay?
Hey, Solar Star Lord.
Solar Star Lord.
Other than Star Wars, Dude wants to know what is a favorite movie of yours. I like this where Dude asks the good questions as I don't think about it.
You know what? I think one of my favorite movies, and this is how I gauge it. I liked it so much when I saw it in the theater. I went and saw it again. And this was the first time I'd ever done that with any movie. I saw this movie twice, and it was The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight,
The Dark Knight.
more than any other movie. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty up there. I have a hard time choosing favorite movies.
Sure.
Oh, no.
Are we back, chat? Is that? Oh yeah, I hear it. We're better. So it's just down for a second.
The low
There we go.
latency error mode. Didn't work too well.
Okay.
So what should we have Roger play another song now, or should we talk more about movies? Chat, you have any suggestions?
Yeah. Suggestions. What do you
Should
want
we
to hear? What
play
do you want
a
to know?
game?
A game.
I have no idea what it would be. I'm
Yeah, I
just
don't
saying.
think we have a game.
We don't
Dude
have a game.
wants a
We
song.
could invent one.
Solar Star Lord wants you to play Post Malone. I don't know if that's quite the genre.
Roger, can you play Post Malone?
He cannot play Post Malone.
Can you play Pre Malone? Hey, old guy
So-
joke. Yeah, cheers. That's what you got to do to an old guy joke.
Well, I believe you. So if he doesn't know the song, he doesn't know the song. But what I was thinking, I would definitely want near the end for him to play at least another song. But we also can show Elevator. as an
Oh
option.
yeah. You want to? Okay, so we're gonna watch the music video, starring Yuri Bird,
Starring me. That's correct.
starring Obadiah Beb.
Pretty much the whole reason the video was made. So tell us about Elevator a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to set up here.
Well, we filmed Elevator partially in Tennessee, partially in California. It's the only video I've ever made that took place in 2 different states.
At the same time.
Yes. Obviously. But the song is it's kind of really about chasing your dreams, and then Ryan came up with a great concept of this sort of Walter Mitty-esque carrier. What am I saying? This
Words are
Walter Mitty-esque character. Sort of kind of leaving his boring office life and going on an adventure and sort of discovering what's out there. And I think the video does a great job of showing that.
Okay.
So
Simple enough.
elevator, leaving life behind. On the first floor, elevating through endless sky, going to the top of the world, to the top of the world. I wish my life were revolving around the center of a dream. I wish my eyes were always seeing what I'm seeing in my sleep. Out of my head, out of my skin, flying through the atmosphere, going up, not coming down. Gonna live my life in the starlight. Elevator, leave it all behind. Feel my senses come to life. No more heavy limitations, ordinary expectations. Need to feel this freedom in my soul. I wish my life were revolving on the center of a dream. I wish my eyes were always seeing what I'm seeing. Out of my head, out of my skin, flying through the atmosphere, going up, not coming down. Gonna live my life in the starlight. Let go of me, elevator. Out of my head, out of my skin, flying through the atmosphere, going up, not coming down. Gonna live my life in the starlight. Let go of me,
All right, and we're back. So that was. Ooh, thanks for all the emotes, Lev.
Oh man, that was Jury's star moment.
It's my star moment in Roger's music video.
We couldn't have done it without you, Jury.
Mosca says, I recommend streaming at 60 frames per second if you're not already. Well, we would, but we're in 24 because Ryan thinks that's better.
It is. From a cinematic perspective. We're not playing any video games where you need to see it in 60 frames.
Fair enough.
Number one.
Chris says she's related to so many people in that video. Does that make you famous?
Kinda.
Kind of, a little bit.
So the old seaman driving the boat is my dad. And
Yeah, it is.
The gal on the boat.
is Leah, and that's my manager and studio manager of this here studio.
This here music
The
studio.
artist singing the song is Roger, of course, and the drowning
I see
man
Mosca.
is Jury Build.
You
So-
well, you didn't even dude, you didn't even did you even see the part with me? I didn't even know it was me. Do I not look the same?
You
Yeah.
just look. You have a different vibe when you're drowning. Here, take off the hat. People can
Yeah.
see. Okay, pretend to be drowning.
Is that how
Yeah.
you drowned? I don't remember now.
It's been a while. So the story behind that whole scene is like, in the original video concept, we had the written into the story that there'd be somebody who's drowning in the water. Roger, the whole story is sort of like symbolic and mystical, and Roger's kind of appearing and disappearing in different places. He jumps in the beginning into the waterfall, and somehow when he goes into the water, he pops out at the Salton Sea. He jumps in this lush landscape and comes on the desert, and it's all very symbolic why that all happens. But anyway, zipping forward to the drowning, he appears on this boat, and he's like, basically, how the crap did I get here? And as they're driving, all of a sudden there's this drowning man that he has to rescue. And that, of course, is Jury.
As me.
Now, the way that all happened, like, the day of us going to film this, I had to call my dad, and he has this boat, and it's docked in Mission Bay. And so I called him and was like, Dad, we're going to film this scene. I didn't tell him at all that we'd be throwing somebody overboard for the scene, because my dad is very cautious and very he's just a no kind of person. So I just didn't tell him.
No kind of person.
Yeah, you're just like, Dad, let's do this. No, we shouldn't do that. That's my dad. Just on any, he's kind of like safety first, doing anything last. I don't know. So I just
curmudgeon-y. Safety first.
He's got some curmudgeon. So I didn't tell him what we're planning on doing. Just, hey, we're gonna drive around the dock and film, and or drive around the bay and film. So anyway, I called all these different people in my phone looking for somebody who would be the drowning man, and nobody would do it. And so finally I called Jury, and I was like, Jury will do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I was in the middle of watching a movie at the time, too, that I had to stop watching. I was watching Captain America Winter Soldier, I remember very clearly, because it was very good. And I still stopped to make this happen.
And he saved the day and came in and drowned for us. And my dad was just totally, when I told my dad what was going on, because at a certain point I had to say, okay, so you're going to drive out here and we're going to stop, and then Jury's going to get out, go in the water, and then Roger's going to save him. He's just like, no, you can't. You're not serious. You're joking. You're joking. No,
right,
they can't. No. And so I was like,
so I jumped off the boat.
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Oh, man.
And so Jury gets out into the water, and we filmed it, and it was perfectly fine until... And my dad had been a total dick the whole fucking video shoot, right? Like, just everything we were doing, just the whole time, he just, don't look, that light's gonna go, no, this, no, Then finally, we're filming this shot, and my dad finally, we've been filming long enough that he decides to be cool, and he's like, okay, I guess this is okay. It's okay for us to film on this boat, even though it's moving and shaking and whatever else. He's like, it's okay. And so he joins in, and he actually helps me. He starts becoming cool, and he's like, I'm going to help you out.
No,
and he
September.
holds one of the lights for me so it doesn't fall overboard. This whole thing was ridiculous. We had one or two film lights that were running off generators on the boat.
Yeah,
I realized
insanity.
through this whole thing, when they do
boat, by the way.
movies...
Yeah, it's not a very big boat.
Not a
Oh,
very big
yeah, a
boat.
little speedboat. I was like, when they do movies, they're not doing this. They're doing something else. They're
They
faking
got
this.
drones and stuff.
But in the past, they fake it. This is in a sound studio. But we really went out on a boat into the ocean, and we're on the waves, and there's my film light that's actually lighting us right
over.
now, just and the generator's
place.
taking on water. Anyway, so finally, after a while, my dad gets
Safety
cool, and
first.
he holds the light. He holds the light for us. And Jury's in the water, and he's acting like he's drowning, and Roger dives in and goes to go save him and swim him back to the boat. And it's totally cool. And then all of a sudden, my dad realizes that we're about to hit the rocks. And he flips his shit. He was just had gotten cool, and now he was the opposite
And by
of cool.
hit the rocks, I mean slowly drifting towards the coast. Where there were
the jetty,
where there were a few rocks.
Well, there
Real
weren't a few
slow.
rocks. The whole jetty is made of rock.
But we weren't that close. There was a couple sticking out
We
of the
weren't
water.
gonna die. It was just we were hitting the jetty, and I could see. I mean, it is a dangerous situation in the sense that you're if you hit it wrong, your propeller, you're not gonna be able to
Sure.
Get away
or
on
if
the
it
boat.
Smashes me against
Holy
the rock.
crap, this is 2 episodes in a row with like boat danger stories. This is a thing
It's
with
a
us.
theme. We only
And so-
have the 2 though.
So he had to, my dad ran and like, oh shit, I can't believe it. God damn it, Ryan. Ah! And like grab the paddle and start getting us away. And we escaped.
And
And
I'm in the
meanwhile,
water.
we couldn't get Jury out of the water. And so he just walked up onto the jetty and we decided we're going to go get him later and
And it
drive
picked
him.
me up. So I'm just
And it was
soaking wet
fine.
in like dress clothes, just walking down the street in the middle of the night to like some random parking lot where there's just like
'Cause that was an important part of it.
I
In
was
the
in dress
video,
clothes,
if you're
yeah.
if you're on the
Business clothes.
podcast, you're
Oh my
not seeing
gosh.
Roger. Roger's starts the video in this business suit, and the whole thing is like he's this Walter Mitty kind of character, and he's invited into adventure. Well, the whole thing with Jury drowning is that he's now finding another person in a business suit who is
Saving
also
him.
in a similar story, and he's saving him. Like he's been saved, so now he's saving another person. He's helping out. So that's the whole thing. So Jury's now walking in a damn wet
Soaking
business
wet,
suit,
of the
walking down a
night.
jetty in the middle of the night.
yeah, just come across some parking lot.
Barefoot,
Barefoot,
right?
yeah, completely barefoot. and there's just like some guy parked there, like smoking a cigarette. And I was just like, "What's up?" He was like, "Hi." We didn't ask a question,
Oh my
as
god.
he shouldn't.
Yeah.
I just kind of hung out with this guy until they came and just picked me up.
And then to be clear, the movie magic of there is a scene where you see Roger pull him back into the boat. We did film that. It's just we weren't actually successful. But that shot shows him trying. And then the next shot is Jury on the deck of the boat spitting up water. We actually filmed that like an hour later on the boat when it was back on dry land. So anyway, movie magic.
Movie magic.
Movie magic.
What a great and terrible experience.
Yeah. And the whole way back, I was just so pissed at my dad for like being such a dick. I feel like I'm a teenager, but he was kind of a dick. And then like he had to talk to me. I was like, Dad, you're just being a dick. I didn't say that, but anyway, we worked it out. I was like, Dad, you just
kinder
doubted me.
words.
And then we had a little talk, and then he was fine after that
Yeah, because I survived.
because Jury survived.
If I had not survived, it probably would not have been fine.
I mean, it would have been
We'd still
fine.
be arguing about it to this
We'd
day.
we'd be fine.
To this day, he likes
Every
me.
so often at Thanksgiving, my dad would be like, remember that time you killed Corinne's husband? And I'd be like, Dad, that was your fault. You weren't paying attention to the jetty. And he'd be like, "Wah." And that would be it. That would be
That would
your
be-
whole...
My whole story.
and, and they're like, hey, pass the turkey. And Corinne's like, this is my new husband, Steve.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
No, it's Tanner. This is my new
never
husband, Tanner.
Never. I swear, if I
Hashtag
die
never Tanner.
and you, my wife, marries a Tanner, I will haunt you forever.
Oh my god.
Just so
You're
you
out
know.
of his will.
You're out of his will. Yeah.
Too late.
No Tanners allowed. No Tanner. No Bryce. No Chad. Definitely no Connor. If you
Jury's
can
list
picture
of white names.
if you can picture the person in a raised truck in Lakeside, no good.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Boy. Anyways, we are almost out of time here. We want to do another song. And any other important business we got to get to.
Who's this? He sacrificed so much for you, Roger.
Let's do it. Fuck up when I stop the movie.
Oh. I see.
What a guy, right? What a guy.
Can you believe Jury stopped a movie to go star in a music
A
video?
really good movie.
You are a hero.
Damn hero.
Hero, sir.
I remember that phone call. It was great. Ryan was
that
like, Jury, I have one last mission for you.
He always pulls the one last job shit.
Oh,
At least, every once a year, at least, I get a call. I need you for one last job.
it works every time. You just reserve it for special. So, backstory: Jury used to work for me. He was my employee.
Uh-oh.
Practically co-owner. Practically.
That's weird. You didn't make co-owner rates. But Jury, long before I had Leah, I had Jury. And
The better version.
Jury helped me. I used to have an auto detailing business, and Jury and I worked together. And after he quit and moved on and got a real job, I called him up one time and was like, "Hey, I had this detail I needed done, but for some reason, I don't know, I got invited to something else and I wanted to do it." So I called. It seemed important at the time. Don't remember it now. But I called Jury and I was like, "Hey, I need you for one last mission. And he was like, I quit that shit years ago. I'm too old. And I was like, but you're the best in the biz. And he was like, there's no way, man. I got a wife now, which he didn't.
I didn't. I wasn't even dating my wife at the time. Wait for you.
And I was just like, we need you. One last job. This is it. And he was like, all right. So he came and he washed the car for me.
And got paid.
And he got paid. It was great. And, you know, I think there's been 2 or 3 other times we've done that. Apparently the music video, called him for one last job, was this music video. Also, on a future podcast, not this one,
Yeah,
but
we'll delve into
we're going to talk about the mine shafts, the abandoned mine shafts we used to explore.
We'll get into that.
And,
That's a whole nother topic, though.
And I called him right before we moved here to Nashville and was like, hey, we got one more job. I got one more job for you. And, of course, he said,
No, I'm too old for that.
I'm too old for that
I
shit.
don't want to do that. That's in the past.
No.
I'm
And
tired now. I'm old.
And
30,
I was like, but you're the best in the biz.
and I am the best in the biz.
And he knew.
That's always true.
Always.
So he was like, all right. And we went to the mine shafts again. Anyway, we'll talk about the mine
Yeah, we'll
shafts
get into
another
that
time.
in another episode.
So, anyways, just a little hint. If you have friends and you need them to do things for you, you know, this is a
Use
template.
This garbage trap.
Hey, it's worked in many movies.
What are you gonna say when somebody says you're the best in the biz? Be like, nah, I'm the worst in the biz.
Yeah, that's why the trap works every time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap up with one more song. You got another one? I'm sure you got another one. you got lots of songs.
Is there any? Whoa.
whoa.
Now
Oh.
we could do another song, but we can do a song or a story. But
Or
I
both.
promised on Instagram that we'd have near-death stories. The monkey
Oh.
thing might count, but I think Roger needs to
About
tell
when I
us a
almost got
near-death India
smashed by a
story.
rock. Oh yeah. Do you have a near-death India story?
He sure does.
You know what?
I
I have
do.
a. Did I tell you
fact.
my new one?
You have a new one? Do we want to do song first or near-death story first?
Stories first, and we'll end with a song.
Okay.
Great. So I got a little impatient, waiting for the train.
Never good.
Yeah. So I'm at the crossing. You remember the train crossing, Ryan, where we would go, and sometimes you'd have to wait for the train. Well, so
You mean in India?
in India?
You have to preface.
In India.
in Lonavala, Maharashtra. India.
Lonavala, Kandala, Maharashtra,
Oh yeah, the Kandala.
India. So
There's a train track.
there's a train track we would have to cross every day to get into the town. So on this particular day, the train stopped right in the middle of the track, and I couldn't get through. And I stood there for about, I don't know, like 8 or 10 minutes or something. And finally I was like, screw it. I want to go to town. I want to go to the market. I'm just going to crawl under the train. So I did.
Under?
I
That
crawled,
seems like a terrible
Not
idea.
like between carts or something.
I crawled under the train.
What? Wait. What?
Great.
In what world was that a good idea?
In a world.
I crawled under the train.
Yeah, Liz said
And
that's
I
an
got
awful
out.
idea.
I got out. I know, it was a terrible idea. But I got out.
As long as we all recognize.
I got
We
out.
do
And
not
I,
endorse crane trawling.
oh my, yeah, don't do
Train
that.
crawling?
Terrible idea. But I crawled out, got through the other side, and like literally about maybe 3 seconds after I got on the other side, the train started.
Ah, that would have been the end.
And I was like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done. That was so stupid. I was so mad at myself. So there's my new India
near-death.
near-death experience.
Just you almost die in India every time. It's weird.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll
man.
be fixed on the next one. Mosca, the delay. Don't worry. And we'll have Roger back too, so you can hear him without a very minor delay.
Yeah, so that was one of them. I have another. Do you want to hear another one that you don't probably don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Dude
2000.
dude says, don't listen to them. You're an alpha. That was an alpha move. Calling out the train.
Only alphas do that. That's real alpha. That was badass.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing Progressive Science has
do.
watched. Huh?
Let's do. Yeah. What?
I'm guessing
watch.
Progressive Science has watched.
Oh, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai.
That's so good.
Yes.
You gotta watch it. Have you watched it?
No, but
You gotta watch it.
so another time, so I went up with my friend Rob from New Zealand, into a town called Uttarkashi. So we were staying in a town called Mussoorie. It's like at the base of the Himalayas. Uttarkashi is like a little bit further in, like a much smaller place. But we just made a plan to like go have an adventure and explore the Himalayas a little bit. So we took a, what did we do? We took a taxi to one town, like to halfway. So halfway we took a taxi, and then we had to get down in this little town. I don't remember the name of it, but we hadn't to get from there. We had to get to Uttarkashi, which is like another 3 or 4 hour ride from that town. So we hopped on this bus, and bus was hot. It was kind of full. Rob had lived in Indonesia for like 5 years before he was in India, and there was a lady with her shoes off. Just she had her feet kind of sticking up towards our seat where we were going to sit. And Rob, in Asian culture, that can be really offensive. So Rob had spent enough time in the East where he was like, I don't like this. This feels really uncomfortable. Raj, what do you think about just spending a little extra money and let's just take a taxi? Like it'll be more comfortable. There won't be like 60 other people on this vehicle with us. I'm like, yeah, I'm down, Rob. That sounds really nice, actually. So we did. So we got into a taxi and drove to Uttarkashi. Well, these roads are on the side of a mountain. There's no rail. The roads are very thin, and the drivers drive hellishly fast along these roads. Everybody does. So we finally like pulled up into the town and then heard that a bus had gone off of the cliff and that was headed towards Uttarkashi, and everybody on that bus died. Not one survivor. And so we arrived in a small town where something like 20 people on that bus actually lived in Uttarkashi. They were headed back to their families. And so everybody died. So we showed up in a town that was in mourning. Like we saw women and families like out in the streets, like weeping. The town was actually like closed for the next couple days. Like we couldn't. There was only one restaurant we could get into to eat. Like it just. So we got to see just this very strange circumstance in the lives of these people. But come to find out, I'm not entirely sure if it was or not, but it's quite possible that the bus that went off the edge of the cliff is the bus that we decided to not get on. I don't know for sure, but it was about right. It was like half an hour ahead of us.
That's crazy,
taxi, right?
That's insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, damn. I don't know how to respond. I don't know how to follow up after that with, let's play a song!
Here's the song. Good play. Well, that's amazing. You're alive.
We're live.
How interesting.
How interesting you're alive.
How interesting. I just realized that there are more India stories I would love to tell and talk about that we won't have opportunity in the future because Roger won't be here.
Well, he'll be here on another episode, just not in the next few weeks.
It's true.
Yeah.
For sure we'll have
There's-
Roger back.
So
The rupee story.
Rupee story. Yes, 2 rupees.
Mm-hmm. 2 rupees. And we have time for 2 rupees? We need to
Yeah, if you want to do 2 rupees, you can.
Should we do
I mean,
the
technically
story?
we have 7 more minutes, so we can do 2
7.
rupees and play a song. You know, and if we go a couple months over, not a big deal.
I see.
You know what I mean? It's like TV. You know what
Should
I
we
mean?
do it after the song? Should we go and do the song and then talk more?
Whatever. Do you think that's good? It don't matter to me.
Yeah, let's get the song.
So,
going.
let's do the song first.
All right.
And then we will
Maybe have
tell
another
us another
and
story.
then say goodbye.
Which song should we play?
Oh,
I don't know. You're the one with all the
no,
songs.
old album, new album, old album.
You were old.
Ooh, you got Volunteer. It's, people like that song.
Oh yeah.
Forgot.
do that.
I really like Forgot.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I haven't heard you do acoustic Forgot really for many years.
All right. This song is called Forgot. I remember when we traded sleep for talks. You confessed your dreams while we laid on the dock. Baby, baby, I knew all your thoughts. Minutes slipped hours as we whispered in the dark. Trouble, silence of hours, baby. I messed those words up, but whatever. Baby, I think I forgot. Forgot that love is the price. Forgot that love needs our time. The glow of our screens has now replaced the stars. Troubles cloud my mind, the silence lasts for hours, baby. Baby, I think we forgot. Forgot that love is the price. Forgot that love needs our time. Have you felt it too? Oh, do you miss us like I do? 'Cause I'm desperate to change it. Oh, let's rearrange our lives. Baby, I'm so sorry that I forgot. I forgot that love is the price. Forgot that love needs our time. Forgot that love is the price. I forgot that love needs our time.
Nice.
And what was that song called again?
Forgot.
And that can be found on your pending unreleased album.
Pending unreleased album. Tell you what though, if you really want to hear this full album, there is a way to do it right now.
What?
Yeah.
I
So
didn't
if
even
you
know
go-
that.
Well, if you go to pledgemusic.com/Roger Jaeger, you actually can still pre-order the album, and as of now, the download has been released. So if you do that, if you pre-order the album via Pledge Music, you have instant access to the album.
Holy crap. So tell us that link again.
Yeah, let's put the link. Let's put it in the chat.
pledgemusic.com/Roger Jaeger.
So you pre-order the album and you get the digital download now.
Yeah.
Someone check that link. Make sure I typed everything in right. Looks right.
That's very cool. This is a full length. It's a 11 song
Yeah, 11
album.
songs. Yeah.
We spent like 7 months, 8 months working on.
Thanks, Toot Toot. Does
It
work.
like is just done, right?
Yeah.
The art is, I mean, done as few as like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's like being manufactured still. It doesn't even exist. So that's very cool. So you can go get it now.
Right.
I'm excited about that. I didn't know people could go. I thought it was too late for people to get in on that.
No, you can still do it. I don't know why, but it's still open. So
That's cool.
cool.
So you want to do 2 rupee story? We'll wrap up on that.
Yeah. 2 rupees.
I don't know who to ask about this story.
We both know it.
Okay,
We're
so
both part of
you forgot a piece of equipment that you needed.
Oh, got some equipment.
Well, you had your equipment, but you forgot the right cable that went to it, and then we needed it to do vocals, correct?
Yeah. So for us to be able to
So-
record to our best ability, we needed this power supply.
Yeah. So what happened was that I'm sorry.
Do you need help?
So we decided we called around, right? Like you
We
called.
couldn't find it anywhere.
We couldn't find it anywhere. So we called
Amazon
around
would take
to
like 10 days, which I'd already be leaving India, and cost
Yeah.
like $10 billion. Like, they're just Amazon Prime's delivery to Lonavala, Kandala, Maharashtra, India
Yeah.
is not very good.
No 1 day, 2 day shipping. Same
No.
day.
It was like 9 day.
9 days.
Definitely 1 star in my book.
And so we had a little bit of buffer because we could record sitar first. That wasn't an issue. But there was only about 2 days worth of work for sitar, and so we had to figure this out. So because we couldn't find it on Amazon, we couldn't find it on anywhere else online quick enough. So we started like just asking around, like, hey, do you guys have this? Is there a studio around here we could borrow this from? Is there a music store that would have this particular piece of equipment? Everywhere we called, no luck. So my friend Jose decided to take us to Pune, which was about 2 hours from Lonavala. Pune is a larger city, about 5 million people live there. And we went to the electronics district.
Whole district for it.
There's a whole district of just electronic shops
5 million is so
all
massive.
over the place.
Like
5 million is massive.
San Diego County has like
1
3
point-
million.
Oh yeah, San Diego City's like 1.6.
Yeah, Nashville's like
Nashville's-
700,000
Yeah,
ish.
not even that, I don't think.
Yeah, but it's like the size of Nashville, land area wise, with 5 million people packed into
It's
it.
like
Jeez.
LA.
Yeah.
How many people does LA have? Like that ish?
Several.
Several, at least. At least several.
Okay.
Manhattan is 10, 11 million. So anyway,
I
it's a
don't-
massive,
I don't know that much
massively
about
populated
population
city.
densities of different cities around the U.S.
I just it happens to be a thing I know. So,
So you get to the electronics
India.
district.
Yeah, we get to the electronics district. We are walking around just to all these little shops saying, hey, do you have this? And it was a very specific thing. It was like a 3-prong. What was it?
What's a 4-pin
4-pin
XLR
XLR.
input
Yeah.
that has to be like something like 12 volt DC, and there's a converter that's needed, and also you have to have it convert to Indian power, which is 50 cycle, and
I don't think we need-
220 volt.
Okay. I was
The
like,
point is, it's extremely specific.
Yeah.
It's for universal audio quad, but it's a very very specific thing we needed that
Yeah.
no store is gonna just sell.
Right.
So we're walking around from shop to shop saying, do you have this? And this is India. This happens. Like, no, I don't have it. Go there. So then we get directed to another shop. So this happened, I don't know, probably 10, 12 times. Like, no, try this shop over here. Try this one over here.
We'd walk
Oh,
to that
go
shop,
this one.
risk our deaths in the streets. The streets, like, there were no rules for these streets.
That's true.
There were like, there's people, cows, motorbikes, and cars all sharing the same 6-foot wide strip of land in between shops.
Yeah.
And somehow we're not dying
Yeah.
which is a miracle.
True. And so then finally we get to a shop where the guy says, "Hey, I don't have this, but I can make it for you." And so we chat with him for a while and then kind of figure out, okay, he sounds like he's legit. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And so we're sitting at this shop. I don't know. He says, give me an hour and a half, something like that. So we're standing outside the shop for a while. And then while we're standing there, a little boy comes up to us and starts asking us for money, right?
Now, this is important backstory.
Okay.
All the week that I've been in India so far, there's these little children come to you, like 5 years old, 3 years old, and they're like, they come to you and they literally like, Jury, I need you to illustrate here. They'll grab your hand, hi, and like wrap their hand and start walking with you. These cute children walk down the road with you and they're like, money, 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 and they ask for money. They'll say rupees, money, various things, like asking for help. A 3-year-old little girl who is like completely dirty, like in rags, essentially street clothes, you're like begging for money. All you want to do is give them money. But Roger said that I couldn't give him any money. Why, Roger?
Because he has no
Why?
Well, a lot of the time, people in that situation are under some sort of pimp, and so they're not keeping the money anyway. For one, you just wrestle with the questions of like, oh, how does this? Is this actually helping this person in the long run? All that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So all
same
those
questions.
same questions
you'd have as like
here.
American homeless, but plus the fact that literally these children might be quote unquote pimped out, that like there's some guy who's using their cuteness to go get him money and they're not seeing any of it anyway.
Yeah, it's a
so
real
like
issue.
But still, if a little child is begging you for money, or like often it's like 3 children at once, you want to give them money. But like I had been good all trip so far and I'm like, okay, I'm not giving them any of my money. And you should know that in India the conversion rate is insane. So like everything you buy in India, you just feel like, I cannot believe it is this cheap to buy this. And so like when they want money, you're like, this amount of money that would help them feels like nothing to me. Like it's like giving $1 and feeling like you gave $10 or something. You're like, I could do without this dollar and it might change their life, but I couldn't give. So we're at the electronics shop, back catching up to speed here. And this little boy comes up and he's asking for money.
Yep.
And I had seen the shop owner of this particular shop, another homeless like beggar lady had come up before and he gave her like a little coin and she left and he's like, oh, it's Thursday. They always come on Thursday, blah, blah, blah. It's like a regular thing. And I'm like, oh, this shop owner who is Indian gave to that homeless person. I know Roger said I shouldn't, but this guy's actually Indian and he did give. So I can give.
Yeah.
Okay, so this little boy, and he's like 5 or 6 or something, comes up, right? And he's asking for money. And I'm like, the shop owner gave. And he's talking to Roger. And Roger's just like cold and heartless because he's been in India 13 times and he knows the drill. Just kidding. But he's like, money, 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 rupees, money, 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 to Roger. And Roger's like, nope, I know the game. Nope, I'm just staying cool. Money, money, rupees. And finally, he gives up on Roger because Roger's just like stonewalled, no. And so he comes to me and he's like, money, rupees. And I'm like, I'm going to be a great guy right now. Finally, I will give. Finally, I get to give to the children of India and be an amazing American, great human superhero. Sure. And so I reached into my wallet and I was like, hey, the shop owner, he only gave a coin. So I'm not going to be crazy and give him a bill because I'm taking the cues of this culture. I'm seeing the owner who's Indian has given a coin, so I too will give a coin. That's what's appropriate in this situation. So I reach into my wallet and I find a coin and I give this little boy a coin. And here I am, an American hero, giving him this coin, finally, in the face of Roger. Like, Roger, you don't give because you're cold-hearted. But Ryan does give because he's a good man. And I give this boy a coin, changing his life in one instant. And he looks at the coin reads the value, and looks at me, and he's like, tilts his head. 2 rupees. No. Give me 10 rupees. 10 rupees. 10 rupees. 10 rupees. Come on. 2 rupees. Ugh, no, 10 rupees. And I do the math in my head. I'm like, what the hell? Well, a rupee is 60. There's 63 rupees in $1. So if you think of what 2 rupees is, what is
Literally
that?
threw a couple pennies at it.
Yeah, it's like I gave him like 5 cents.
Yeah.
And I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I just was like, hero. But he's like, what the hell? Like a homeless person comes and you give him, here's 5 pennies. I'm a hero. He's just like 2 rupees. And then he's like, no, 10 rupees, whatever. And I was like, I said no at that point because I felt like it was really weird for somebody to like
Barter.
with my giving. I'm like, what are you bartering with? This is weird. Like, get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
So
Anyway.
two rupees became our joke. Anytime we're like, "You're being a cheapskate,"
Yeah.
you know, so
Or
we'd
just
say
being
to each other,
ridiculous.
2 rupees.
2 rupees. I still use it to this day.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, guys.
go.
We're about out of time, but before we go, we do want to see where you can find all the peoples.
All of them.
So, Roger, where can we find you everywhere on the internets? Or maybe your home address?
I'm not gonna give you that, but my name's Roger Jaeger. So if you type into Google, you'll find a few of my pages, but most of my things are Roger Jaeger Music, except for Twitter. Twitter is just Roger Jaeger. Instagram's Roger Jaeger Music. Facebook's Roger Jaeger Music. My website is Roger Jaeger Music.
And to be clear, if
.com.
you're on the podcast and you can't see, Roger Jaeger is spelled with a J.
Jaeger.
It's very German.
ER. Very German. Yeah. So there you go.
Liz wants the home address.
Well, Liz,
And she could actually visit you because she's here in Tennessee.
That's true. Wow.
maybe we'll connect later, Liz. Just not in front of everybody else.
Okay.
That's weirder. I don't know.
Judging
weirder.
music. That is weird. So, Spotify. Spotify's important, right?
Spotify.
Oh,
Roger
Spotify,
Jaeger.
Roger Jaeger.
Jaeger. Roger Jaeger.
Yeah, man.
That's this little song we have.
I don't think it is.
And then how do we find you, Jury?
I'm Obadiah X and all the things. But also here. You're here. So you know where to find me.
Obadiah. Is that because you are a
OBEDIAHS?
farmer from the 1500s?
That's correct.
Then I'm at Ryan Pool Music. Instagram, Facebook.
All the things.
Yeah, all the things. Ryan Pool Music.
But we also have the Music Row Hideout YouTube page up, and it's also on iTunes and on all the other places you get your podcasts as well. And obviously, we'll be back here on the plan. Well, the plan is to do this every Friday.
No, this
but
is
so
Friday.
far, it's only happened on Wednesday.
Yeah, but next Friday. Next Friday, should probably do...
Oh, yeah. Coming up soon
Featuring-
on...
Next Friday, the 29th of June, we have Jake Anderson. He's a singer and songwriter. Roger Jaeger knows him.
You say the 29th? Oh, that is next.
29th, he's super talented. And like really kind of one of those, just, I don't know, he's kind of a profound guy. Super awesome. He's going to be amazing.
That's awesome.
And then July 6th, we have Alexander Wren.
Okay.
And
He's cool too.
he's super cool as well.
Yeah.
And he's a little more on the folky side, and I actually haven't hung out with him a lot, so it'll be fun to see.
And I have not met either of them at all, so it'll be perfect.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
So tune in next 2 Fridays.
Yeah, thanks for coming to hang out. As always, feel free to hit that follow button or subscribe button if you're feeling extra fancy. And we will see y'all next time. Everybody wave.
Bye.
Oh, you got to do your snap thing. It just looks so feminine when you do it. I love it.
It's gorgeous and wonderful. See y'all later.
Do we go out on the song?
Oh, you have what you mean? Oh, the Spotify song?
Yeah.
How do we do
That's
that?
our new
Okay, we're
extra
not.
thing.
Oh wait, no, wait.
What?
Hold the phone.
Oh, our most important
Most
question
important
of all.
question.
We forgot. Don't leave, everybody.
Don't let everybody stay. So we have one more, the most important question for Roger, which we'll be asking all our guests.
Oh my gosh.
And you gotta just give it the answer. Just give your gut feeling. You know, give what really is deep in your heart, because we want the truth.
Okay.
Okay.
Truth is coming
And
out.
we'll know if you're overthinking it.
Okay.
If you had to pick, which you do, what would you say is your favorite kind of turtle?
Slider.
Slider. Wow, just on the ball.
Wow.
Slider turtle. All right, we don't need any
Why?
context because obviously that's amazing. No, why?
No why?
No, why?
Okay.
It's just good to know.
Slider. Just look it up. It's the coolest turtle there is.
Dude, you're
Just
on the
look
ball.
it up.
And I think we're gonna play a song from Spotify. If Ryan can get it while I slowly talk and stall
I can.
for time.
Would a
Oh,
song
we're gonna play the album version of Start Over. It's a great call. Is it currently playing?
tell my heart don't
Yeah.
even start? I'm not in the mood. Would someone tell my head give it a rest? There are other things to do. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. And I'll forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. Someone heal me out, think I need to shout. I cannot hold this in. I've tried to stuff it down and watch it drown, but I cannot pretend. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. And I forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. And I forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. And I forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. If you could take me back to then, I could try again, just start over. And I forget the end and let it all begin with eyes made new. With someone hold me close while I let go and let life start